welcome back to the Invictus stream. My name, as always, is Mr. Harlan Guthrie, and we are here tonight with the one, the only, the lovely Ms. Jo Fallak.
Hello.
My very good friend, Mr. James Schwartz.
Hello, everybody.
Old friend, Mr. Justin Thomas James.
Bonjour.
And the GM for this campaign, and obviously tonight, Mr. Chris Viseau.
Hey, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another Wednesday night game, but for the first time, we're playing a brand new game called Threshold. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here tonight for the first episode, the first chapter of this new 10-ish part series. Who knows? This is
1,000. It's gonna be so
flying
much
by
fun.
the seat of our pants. Chris has brought us a lovely little game tonight using a unique system called Forbidden Lands, which I believe is by Free League Publishing or something. The people who did that Tales from the Loop. And I believe they did the Alien RPG actually too, which is interesting. So we'll be using that lightly, but we'll be telling a really fascinating story that Chris will guide us through, as all good GMs do. And that's not meant to be a diss, because I mean, that's kind of what GMs do, regardless of how you cut it. But yeah, welcome, one and all. It is 8 o'clock. Let's have some fun. How's everybody doing tonight?
Great.
Doing good.
Fantastic.
Yeah?
Yeah. I have beer.
Just no.
I have beer too.
No.
Save it.
I
have
finally
a fake beer.
remembered what it was called. I am drinking a frozen watermelon margarita.
Shut up and
Oh my
bring
gosh.
some over here right now.
It's great. I found a watermelon on sale at one of the grocery stores. It was 9 cents a pound.
Oh,
wow.
So I got
How many
a
pounds was
watermelon. A lot.
4,000.
It was $2.57 worth of watermelon.
Whoa.
Yeah, so we've been going crazy with the watermelon. We're really excited. We're going to try some grilled watermelon tomorrow. Let it marinate. Coat it in
sounds
some
good.
panko. Oh, we're really excited.
That sounds great.
Let's go visit James.
Yeah,
guess-
no,
Yeah.
don't come visit me. Two bad things about where I live. 1, America. 2, hot. According to my computer right now, it is 110. And it's definitely hotter than that. I was outside by the pool today, and I could just feel my skin, like, burn.
America.
Just
America.
lifting up.
Let
and
me come to
blowing
you.
away.
Yeah, please. That'd be great too.
We got lots of room
As long
for
as
you,
you-
James. Come on over.
You bring your watermelon drink though.
Okay,
Yeah, you gotta
I
bring
can
it.
do
Bring
that.
it onto the plane. You're
If
like holding
you
a
come
fucking
here
watermelon.
without a watermelon drink,
Sorry,
you
it's for
gotta
my
turn
friends.
around. Go
Get there,
back.
it's like,
Sir, is there alcohol in that watermelon? Maybe.
Maybe.
not anymore.
I won't tell.
Yeah, I'm excited to play some games. Chris
Border-
has whipped up a really nice little adventure for us, which I'm excited for all you kind people to see.
I have the adventure in a bowl. I'm mixing it up, whipping it
I
up
put a
now
little
for
bit
you.
of enemies and a little bit of dice stuff in there.
Hey!
Joe, thank you for doing all those games that I played where you were the GM, because I forgot, because it's been a while since I've run things. I was like, oh shit, there's so much work to think about.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes.
it's good. Yeah, it gives you a new appreciation, which brings me to my first point. I want to start this game right. I want to say how lucky we are just to have the opportunity to play with each other around, in this system, and we're just on Invictus stream. So thank you for being here. Thank you for the effort to make your characters and spend the time with me. But seriously, Harlan, it's pretty awesome, isn't it?
That's
I'm
great. I
in
love it.
such a mood tonight, boys. Chris, you made me start crying just all over. Here we go.
Joe is in such a mood tonight.
I'm in such a mood.
Great.
Such a mood.
No, that's sweet. And
And if you don't have soone to play, join the Invictus stream, find people to play with,
yeah.
because it's awesome. I look forward to it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Every Wednesday.
I saw something in the Discord. There was just scrolling down the Discord, looking at the different threads. There's a million of them. And
Scrolling
one
my
of
way
them
down disc.
is one of them is a slumber party. There was an Invictus slumber party.
No, there
It's
is.
coming up.
It's not
There
up
is.
yet.
It's coming up.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I believe it is the 17th. It's next
Oh, you know what? Okay. Yes. I was asked about that.
Yeah, you better have
I
been.
didn't
Go take a
realize
look.
It was still coming up. I thought.
Yeah, it's coming up. So it's the 17th. It's next Saturday. Hanging out. It's going to be real chill. There's going to be, I think there's going to be pizza. They're going to be watching our 2017 game Scooby-Doo and the Call of Cthulhu, which is just great.
Classic.
Right.
That's a classic
Wait,
one.
But
They're gonna have a blanket fort
Then
contest.
they're gonna have a blanket fort contest, Jackbox, Disney sing along, makeovers, snack break, and then read
gosh.
aloud. So,
Wow, that sounds awesome.
I don't know what read aloud is though. Was one person?
I think they're just gonna
read
do story time, and people are gonna take turns telling
Dr.
stories.
Seuss.
Yeah.
just do spooky.
But probably
stories.
like
Yeah.
I'm guessing horror stories, like freak. Yeah.
Should we drop in
Should we drop?
the
Yeah, we're gonna drop
makeover
in. I mean, I'm
component at least?
my sleepover.
Harlan wearing a mask, a mud mask.
Hey guys.
Done by Henry. Henry painting
Yeah.
Harlan's name.
Like
Aw.
in what's it fucking the Mrs. Doubtfire, you know, hello, like the dripping nose. No, but to me, my slumber parties. I mean, I'm going to attend, but my slumber parties go a bit different. They're definitely more game oriented. So I think Joe and I will join, maybe with James and maybe with Justin, and blast some fucking Battlefield while we're chatting with them.
Oh, thank you, Harlan, for that invitation. By the way,
And Chris,
I know I can't
Chris,
play.
I want you to play it so badly.
That's all I
It's not
want.
even
Yeah, you
That
should
you
install
want.
it.
I
Is
want
there
you
is
to
there anybody
install.
watching tonight? I haven't seen any
Let's just play
Probably
comments
not,
yet.
but they'll watch later.
Oh yeah,
If you
there's
are.
there's a ton of folks
Yeah.
hanging out
Hello.
in Discord.
Comment on the
Oh, they're in
Facebook
Discord,
or the
right.
YouTube
Everyone's in
or the
Discord.
Twitch.
It's been 3 long
We got
years
Zia, we've
since
got
I've been
Lauren
on the Invictus
Klein,
stream.
Alex here, Michael and Brianna.
I'm a grandmother.
Marvin's
How does
here.
it work again?
Mike.
I love that.
Mike.
Have you seen that Vine with that
K.
little girl with the smell beef girl?
I know,
whatever?
it's just so good.
I'm
No, I have not.
old. I'm a grandmother.
I'm 16.
16.
Okay.
It's great.
Well. Just so you know, don't be like me. If you are here in YouTube and wondering where this amazing community is, they're over on the Discord. So you go check out our
Are
Discord.
you gonna share screen for us?
Oh,
now?
they're all
No,
there.
I just,
King Monkey.
it was stuck on my in my mind. I'll play the audio for everybody. Here,
Do it.
everybody, listen to this for a second. Here we go.
I am old.
How old are you?
16. My grandmother.
Okay. My grandmother.
I'm a grandmother.
Anyway, oh look, there we go. King Monkey Butt.
Yes, we got King Monkey Butt.
Oh, that's fantastic.
You know what? As long as we got him on our side, that's all we need.
Just leave that comment there.
We
the
love you,
whole
King Monkey
game.
Butt.
It's great.
And his freaking icon is great too.
First
Can
of
we
his
pop
name.
that back up for a second?
The first of his name. King Monkey Butt. The first of his name. Yeah.
This is what you get for being in the front row at the comedy show.
That's right. Drinking that 0% or alcohol makes it all loose. All right.
Drinking that 0%
We got lots to do
alcohol.
tonight. What do you say, Chris? You must be excited to start this.
I'm
show.
ready to go, but did you need to, roll out the red carpet for anything that's upcoming for your stuff?
Oh, right. New Dimension Door. Severed
Separate
Fate.
Today.
fate. Yeah, you
Today.
got it. Good.
New Dice Shame tomorrow, 91. Wow. New Malevolent for patrons today. New Malevolent for everybody
Like
last
3
week
weeks
or
from
something. New Supers game this Monday. What else?
Sound Booth Theater live tomorrow
Sound
night.
Booth Theater live tomorrow night. I'll be on.
Harlan is going to be joining them.
I don't know
so
what
go.
I'm pumping, but I'm pumping something.
If you want to see Harlan, you got to catch him Mondays, Wednesdays, and now Thursdays.
Actually, you can
occasionally.
get me every night this week. Oh no! Tuesday
No,
we
yesterday
played
was
Dice Shame.
private.
It was well. I recorded a private game. Yeah.
We've played
Fans
some
only type game.
RPGs every night this week.
Secret.
It's funny because Marvin caught on. He posted on Discord a little screenshot of all of the Dice Shame members online on Discord. He was like, I think I know what's going on here.
Yeah.
He knew we were doing a sesh.
That crazy old Marvin.
It's like hearing the parents downstairs on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And then sneaking down and seeing them all fighting over rules. No, but shout out to Marvin. Shout out to Marvin, who's
He's going under the knife
He's going under the
tomorrow.
knife today.
Tomorrow. He's
Well,
doing
it's the
pre-op stuff, got his spine cemented
Yeah.
yesterday and today, and tomorrow he's going under general anesthesia, I believe, for his spinal surgery. So
Yeah. He's gonna be more
Be
machine than
thinking of
man
you.
after.
I was gonna say it's kind of like Wolverine. Instead of adamantium, he's got cement. But
They're
still cool.
filling his bones with cement. I'm cement bone. Ah! I shouldn't have moved. Yeah, he's gonna be fine. But all of our love to Marvin, the crazy fucking lunatic.
we love him. This place wouldn't be the same without him.
Insane person, literally.
Mm-hmm.
But also with a big heart that he would probably cut out of someone else. No, Marvin's awesome and very, very sweet and crazy, but awesome.
And makes
Always
amazing gloves.
and
Fantastic
making gloves.
glove line.
But you know
Bikini
what?
Gloves.
Genuinely, if I was to pinpoint Marvin, every day he comes on Discord, he warms the crowd with pictures of flowers, and honestly, it is so fucking sweet. I don't need any more chocolate because I have had my fill.
And we're always
but not
like,
really.
these are beautiful, Marvin. And he's like, it's my wife.
Yeah.
She did it all. I just take the pictures.
Yeah.
It's
And then
very
I just hear
adorable.
Joe from the room over go, my wife.
My
Just to
wife.
herself quietly. And I'm like,
I can't help
my
it.
God.
It's a reflex.
anyway, so much love to you, Marvin. This game is dedicated to Marvin.
Aw.
This one goes up to you, buddy. Shall we do this?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Stories as they're told again and again get something added every time. Something new. Something the storyteller brings to the story. Our story begins in the forested regions east of the Great Grey Mountain Ridge, known as the Serpent Spine. Few people live out this way, in large part because of superstitions of evil that dwell here. The land is very wild. Most who have come this way flee persecution or cannot find peace in more populous parts of Holdenspar, the greater area. Settled along the only main trade route, your small land was cultivated as best as they could by your parents among the crags and rocky terrain who gave it to you in their advancing years. Your parents winter here with you, but spend most of their years at the Serpent Spine, east of the Serpent Spine. They're expected any day now. Your living now is mostly earned through trapping and housing the few travelers who cross into the rugged country. A strange occurrence in the later fall season, 3 separate visitors who caught your attention arrived last evening. Although you expect gold-hungry dwarves this time of year searching for new prospects on the outskirts of the ridge, these interesting 3 left a lingering impression. Each one spoke briefly with you in the evening, before taking respite in the rooms, resting from the journey. First to arrive was your character, Harlan. Can you describe what Theodora saw when you entered the inn?
Finnegan entered through a downpouring of rain. He walked in and almost reflexively slammed both of his worn leather shoes on the floor, shaking droplets on the people sitting just to either side of the door. Oh, sorry about that. Absent-mindedly, he takes a half step forward, and he's a very thin, gaunt-looking man with thin, wire-rimmed glasses. Graying hairs are only peppering his sort of auburn top, but his cheeks have gray stubble as well as all around his mouth. His suit is that of sort of a beige but torn in places, almost minorly, barely noticeable, but Theodora would as she eyes this man who, again, without looking at the people he's wet or even looking at the person behind the bar, sort of heads across it and sits down.
Theodora, as you do with all your guests, you have Finn sign a ledger just to keep track of who's coming in and out of your inn. You begin a conversation. Theodora, how does that conversation go?
Welcome, traveler. Have you been far?
Oh, Yes. No, far. Well, what is far? It's really just a matter of where you come from. I guess that's what you're asking. Yes. Yes, I've been far.
Welcome to my home.
Thank you. Yes. It's lovely. I seem to have wet the landing there.
No worries. And she goes over and picks up a mop and starts cleaning by the doorway where her guest has wet the floor. Can I?
Don't even worry about it. You see a dwarf, a boisterous dwarf, spill some beer on the floor, Theodora, and kind of bump into you a little bit. I've been spilling ale all night. He laughs to himself.
Oh.
Of course you have. Can I top you up?
This is the typical customer you'd expect. The dwarves, there's 3 of them in the inn this evening, all of which seem to be carrying the gear for prospecting in the mountains. And as you clean the threshold of your door, again the door swings open, and this time a physical presence enters, a big, hefty person, and Theodora, you see Wharton. Wharton, what does Theodora see when you enter?
So when Wharton enters, Theodora sees a massive mountain of a man standing 6'7" tall, somewhere around 300 pounds, a very rotund and jolly body, but he carries himself very straight. The rain from outside you see dripping out from his very curly beard. And as he brings down his traveling hood, you see that his head is full of all of these very extravagant kind of bushy curls just stacked up on top of his head. And he takes off his hood and he removes his raincoat and he kind of looks down at everyone and goes, "Hello there. You have a room free?"
I should do. Yes. If you wouldn't mind, please just signing the ledger here.
Wonderful.
There are quite a lot of you tonight. Will you be eating supper?
Oh, yes, please. I would love to have a nice hot meal. Do you have any ale as well?
Certainly, not a problem.
Excellent.
Also, you've
excellent.
been lucky in your last few hunts, Theodora. You've managed to get a stag, and you have a stew on the fire on the hearth, and no problem feeding this large crew.
Yeah, so I'm ladling out big earthenware bowls and sending them down towards whoever is hungry. You know, potatoes and venison.
Yeah, I think Finn looks up from a book, just, huh? Oh, yes, and takes the one meant for Wharton, and just slides it over and starts eating it. Not rudely, just not even realizing that this wasn't served to him. Very, very good.
And as you guys enjoy your meal, once again the door opens and a third journeyer comes in through the door. Theodora, you look at this last person to enter. Jericho, what does she see when you enter?
She sees a tall, athletically built man with dark, cracked, leathery skin. He has a imposing presence as he almost needs to stoop under the door. And he steps in and shakes off his studded armor and his dreadlocks that are pulled back in a ponytail. Shakes them off and looks up and sees the room around him and says, "Apologies." And he steps outside again and smacks some mud off of his boot that had been caked on. The roads are terrible right now. I apologize for the mess.
Not at all. Can I take your jacket? Theodora strides over to this man.
That's fine. Thank you. I'm just here for a drink, and then I may be off again.
Well, we have plenty of that. Make yourself comfortable. I'll be right over.
Thank you. And he moves over to the bar.
I feel again, Finn, you sit down and just a peppering of mud very lightly gets on his book, and he just looks up to you and wipes it off his book and just flicks it onto the floor and continues reading. I feel like you guys are on either side of him.
The conversation is perhaps lubricated by the ale that you're drinking, but it seems to flow very readily and easily between you. Wharton, Jericho, Finn, and Theodora, you start sharing things that maybe you wouldn't normally do with strangers, but it seems easy and almost as if you're making a connection very quickly. You begin sharing reasons why you're journeying. And Theodora, you share perhaps some of your hopes and dreams aside from the inn that you are now keeping in stay of your parents. What is it that some of your conversations go towards? What do you share? Let's begin with Wharton. Why are you
Yes,
journeying?
well, I mean, I've been traveling for, I think, a couple weeks now. You know, it's wonderful to find bars like these. These little inns reminds me of my parents' place back home. How I miss it. I'm searching, you see. I need to find some sort of adventure, some sort of life to prove to the rest of my family that I can do it. And then after I prove I can do it, I can go home and then I can just man the bar like I was. Ah, what a time. Yes, those
Jericho
30 so
Chuckles to
years.
himself.
Yes,
Jericho chuckles to himself.
And you know, I always wanted, you know, said I would go out adventuring just like my older siblings did before me, but I didn't get to it quite as quickly as they did, leaving at, you know, 18, 19. I guess as a 29-year-old now, I'm a bit late to the party. Do any of you know where I could find a worthy adventure?
And I feel like Wharton is like talking across the lap of Finn, who's sitting between Jericho with Theodora across, and like this conversation, and he's like trying to read a book, and then there's a moment where he realizes, he like kind of looks up, and Wharton is like talking directly at him and Jericho, that he's like, oh, I'm involved in this, and he like puts the book away, and he like tucks it into this weathered bag, and he kind of just decides to not try to fight it and leans back. Adventure? No, I don't. Well, I mean, I'm no adventurer myself, but I too seek a bit of a tale to write a tale, adventure. Yeah, yes, me too.
Seek and ye shall find, adventurer. There's plenty to find out in these lands.
You wouldn't have
The question
one.
is, pardon me?
Well, you wouldn't have an adventure then, would you?
Maybe you just haven't been wandering in the right places. You ever go
I
to the
don't know
forest
if-
at night?
If you gentlemen really realize the kinds of woods you found yourselves in, there's not much adventure to be had here. It's some wilderness, really, but unless you're interested in the goings-on of those folk, and she sort of gestures at the dwarves who are halfway under the bar at this point,
Oh, for sure.
prospecting and whatnot, you may have come to the wrong place. For myself, when I'm not running the inn, well, I tell you, there's a pack of wolves that lives nearby, and I have been making it a point of pride to befriend one of them. It's taken me quite a few slabs of venison meat, I tell you, but he's nearly becoming a friend.
And it's true, Theodora, your success, you think a little superstitiously, is the fact that you've been successful kind of becoming friends with this one wolf. Every time you seem to offer it venison, you were returned tenfold with a successful hunt. Every single time. There seems to be a good omen about this wolf, and befriending it has been something that you've been pursuing. The dwarves do seem to be getting a little bit, I guess, drunk. They are, which is meaning they've been drinking a lot, as dwarves do. And one of them is actually passed out sleeping now, and the others are probably soon to be doing the same. It is likely that the next day they will be out until long into the afternoon, leaving most of the day free for you to do as you will, Theodora. And so, with the dwarves' guests choosing to keep to themselves, you take the opportunity to visit a friend tomorrow. Will you invite any of the 3 guests who made the wick of the candles grow quickly short in this night in conversation?
I suppose it depends on the friend I plan to go and visit, for I know better than to invite company along that is not welcome.
You know her by the name of Rosalina. She's like a wandering merchant, kind of a Roma person. She deals in all manners of things. She brings with her livelihood, very nomadic, but she's kind and full of interesting eccentricities. So it's more of an entertainment, especially in the boredom that maybe transpires sometimes in the quieter times, but you definitely look forward to whenever Rosalina is nearby. And so inviting them would be saying, inviting them to some entertainment. and
So-
perhaps a journey.
Go ahead. Theodora is polishing a tankard with a rag. She sort of leans back thoughtfully and looks up at the rafters of this inn, and then slyly approaches all the gentlemen at the bar, the three of them together conspiratorially. All right, well, if it's adventure you want, give me a day. Tomorrow. You can meet my friend Rosalina. She's always quick with a story, and it's always fun to meet new people. What do you say?
A story is definitely what I'm after, insofar as to say that yes, I'm in.
We'd have to track her down. She wanders everywhere.
She's a wanderer, eh? She's seen a lot of these lands.
But a good spirit.
If
Come
she's
with
knowledgeable
me.
of the lands, then certainly I would be interested.
Of course, any chance at adventure is what I'm looking for. It sounds wonderful.
Warden, what do you think of the ale that is served to you? It is, to my knowledge, that you're a little bit of a connoisseur of ale. And the inn
Yes.
that is kept by Theodora, do you have any opinions on that?
Yeah, this drink you've given me it's quite different than what I'm used to. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's just not to the usual taste I'm used to. What exactly is this?
Oh, I apologize. This is something that my family purchases from the trader when they come through. Is it off? I don't
wouldn't
drink
s-
much myself.
I wouldn't say off. It's just, as I said, not what I'm accustomed to. It has a different taste. I'm having a hard time putting my finger on it. Hold on one second.
And he picks up his almost full tankard and he just like downs it. Like you don't even see his like gullet moving. It's just gone.
He goes,
Pours.
yeah, there's something there. It's good though. I do enjoy this.
Yeah,
Now
I'm
you see,
sitting
my
there.
family.
Finn picks it up and takes one sniff. And he's just like, I think there might be a hint of cinnamon in there or some spice. And just puts it back down, but doesn't even drink it. Just smells it.
She pours herself some from the cask, the barrel, and sniffs it as well. Cinnamon, do you think? Maybe.
Some spice of
The trader is from. Did you say Holdenfield?
Holdenspar.
Holdenspar. The trader's from Holdenspar. In any case, I don't know much else about them really. I don't do much of the buying and selling associated with this place. It's my parents. It's my parents' venture. They're due to be back in the next few days, actually.
You're very trusting. 3 strangers come out of the rain, and immediately you're willing to meet with them.
Well, Jericho, I, being a bartender and a ranger of sorts, think that I'm quite good judge of character.
Well, I should say so, Jericho. You don't mean to imply that we're the sorts of people that wouldn't be good company to this Rosaline.
Yes, I think those people were already very apparent.
And he turns around and he looks at the dwarf passed out on the floor.
One of them with their hands in their pants. Just
Yeah.
They're
passed out, it's
harmless, Warden. Be kind.
As I
I
said, you
meant
guys
no
become
offense.
fast friends. No problem. Spend very late into the evening talking and getting to know one another. The dwarves, you seem to, you tried to move them, but they're very densely created creatures, and it's hard for you to move them. So you kind of just,
like a
put some of
bag
the
of
extra
cement.
blanket. That's right. You put the blankets that you have over them, drape them. The fire grows low. You guys all retire to your rooms. The early morning comes quickly, and you decide to head out. What is it that you bring with yourselves? Do you bring all of your gear, or do you leave some behind?
Oh, I bring all my gear everywhere. I do not leave home without my books, my bag, and my, various what's-its.
I
Jericho?
don't have too much to bring. It's just my sack that carries all of my rations and my axe. That's it. That's all I need.
Wharton?
I think Wharton carries most of his things. I think he would have come pretty laden with accoutrement. He has a lot of pots and pans and other things that he's brought from home, and I think he leaves most of those, only packing some rations. And then, of course, he has his shield and his hammer with him.
Theodora.
Theodora travels lightly. Most of her things stay here at the inn where she calls home. She has a hunting knife, a lantern in case she's out in the woods after dark, and then just her knapsack and a water skin.
Theodora, would you roll insight for me?
I would love to. All
So
right,
for this roll, you're going to
so-
take your base attribute and then your skill points. So you're going to add the numbers together, and that's the amount of d6s you have. If you
Wow,
get a
what do you
single
know?
6 on any of those dice, it is a success.
Well, I'm kind of a wily chick. I've got 4 wits and 2 insights, so I'll be rolling a pool of 6. And I rolled 2 6s.
So you're successful.
Very nice.
You realize, although it is an everyday journey for you, you don't feel comfortable leaving without your bow and a little bit of jerky just in case. And so you bring some venison with you, some venison
All
jerky,
right.
and you pack it with you. On the path, with graying grass and colorful decaying leaves, a familiar track mark is noticed by you, Joe. A young dark wolf, you know it to be, you've come to call Totos, or priest in your mother's language. This moniker you gave him is because of every time you go on a hunt, it feels like you've been blessed. The question is, do you go straight to Rosalina or do you pursue the tracks?
And I get down on my hands and knees and I see these tracks of the wolf, and I'd like to try to assess how fresh they are.
They are... Can you do an let's see here. Sorry, let me quickly check my...
I've got survival.
Yeah, they'll probably be fine for now. Let me just check to see if I want to do anything else. I want to do scouting. Can we do scouting?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I help with scouting at all? I
You
feel
can,
like I'm
absolutely.
very absent-minded, but one of the things you notice as Finn comes out, he's got this big backpack with pots and pans clinking at the bottom, but taped along the top is a spyglass. And he has this very fancy, once gold, but now sort of rusted over slightly, dinged here and there. And he sort of heads over and sees Theodora bending down. And I'm wondering if he can't help in some way with the scouting.
You can. You do give an advantage. Up to 3 people can help in these types of situations. So, Joe, you get an extra die to your roll.
Cool. Thank you.
And Jericho isn't going to help. He actually is
He
standing
spits
back.
on you.
And he says, Theodora, no disrespect, but I don't think wolves are meant to be with humans. They're wild animals. They're predators. They should be left in the wild.
And normally I would agree with you, Jericho. I believe that the natural world deserves as much respect as you can muster at any given time. However, Totos is a different kind of creature. You'll see.
I'd agree with Theodora here, Jericho. I think you're right, but many studies have shown that we've been able to domesticate the cat over thousands of generations, and ultimately, if we don't try these things, then we wouldn't have cows the way we do today. I mean, of course, this is all theoretical speaking. I've never actually seen one.
All right.
A cow.
Well, just if it's all the same, I'm going to keep my axe out, just in case. Do you understand?
All right.
She
Well,
needs to kill
Joe-
this thing that you love.
I said just in case. I don't mean...
It's a wolf! It needs to die! Justin, that's how I play
it's
my games.
nothing but
Totally.
a little puppy.
It's like Chris is right here with us.
all right. I'm gonna roll.
Theodora, what did you roll?
I'm gonna roll freaking scouting with
I have a plus 2
1.
to my scouting. Does that aid her anymore, or is it just...
No, it's just +1.
Just checking.
I mean, I could
succeeded
begin those.
with
Cool.
2 6s.
Now, you can always push die, even if you succeed. So, everybody, just so you're aware, to push any die that is not a 6, and I believe, or a 1, you get to re-roll. And if you re-roll on a push, anything that was a 1 is now detrimental to you. Okay? And it can hurt you and harm you. So, you just got to be aware that if you're actually pushing using a little bit more effort to do something, it can be problematic. But, more successes are better. So, Joe, you said 1 success?
I got 2 successes.
Great. So you follow and you pursue the tracks. It's no problem. You see that they're very fresh. And there, on a little outcropping, a little bit of a stone, I guess, we'll say it's quartzite that you see. You see the wolf, Totos, that's looking down towards you guys, and his eyes shine brightly, a strange green eyes, very unusual for a wolf, especially of that color, that dark fur. It's looking to you. It recognizes you. Do you interact with it?
Yes, absolutely.
Well done, Theodora.
I don't look directly at the wolf. I sort of keep my head to the side, you know, showing that I'm a little bit disinterested, and I have a piece of venison in my hand, and I hold it out. And I say, Totos.
I'm going to get you to roll animal handling with an advantage, so I'll give you a +1 to your roll.
All right.
And while that's happening, Jericho leans to Wharton, seeing this wolf. Or wait, were we following, or was this Theodora and Finnegan?
I think I
It's
followed.
up to you. Did you follow?
I'd say at a distance. And as
Yeah,
soon as...
No,
Yeah,
I think I'm following a bit behind them, just letting them do their thing, but keeping
Yes,
them
yeah.
in view. And then Jericho's probably doing the same thing, but with me.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And as soon as Jericho sees the wolf, he says, keep your wits about you, Wharton. There might be more of them.
So it doesn't matter how many ones I get on this first roll, right?
As long as you get a 6.
Good, because I got 3 1s and 1 6.
Oh,
That
no.
would have been. You could push, see what happens.
No way!
So more bad things happen than good things? It
No.
succeeds.
Doesn't
but
matter. As long as you get one
not
6
well.
on your first roll, you're successful.
Interesting.
So, for example, when you're rolling, how many dice did you roll, Joe?
I rolled 6.
So you have a 67% chance of success with 6 dice. Which is kind of neat. I have this cool chart, and pushing it shows you as well. So, Joe, Totos hops down very quickly from the quartzite, no problem, still keeping distance. But as it moves closer, it starts kind of going in a surreptitiously, not straight, undulatingly
Serpentine,
towards you, so
serpentine.
not straight. Thank you, serpentine patterns.
That's what she keeps yelling. every
And
time
from
we
the
do
corner of its
Battlefield
eye,
Serpentine.
for the first, yeah, get rid of those snipers. For the first
Run around
time,
like a loser.
this majestic wolf actually takes the food from your hand. And it's the first time it's ever happened. He grabs it with his teeth showing, fairly gently, grabs it and runs off into the forest.
I wait until he's totally gone, and then I go, yes! Yes! Did you see that?
Well done, Theodora.
That was amazing!
Absolutely brilliant. And Finn is like taking notes into this leather-bound journal. I can't believe it. You just called it and it came to you. Jericho, Wharton, did you see that?
Yes, I do have to say, a bit disappointing. I was looking forward to patting his rump.
He
I
had
still
a
don't understand
lovely
why
run.
it didn't. I don't understand why it didn't bite you. Strange.
Like I said,
Every wolf I've run
Jericho,
into's been
you
aggressive.
have to no, you have to try your best to make friends with the wolf. You can't
don't.
you can't be afraid of it.
Friends.
You can't be nervous. You just have to. I mean, obviously the venison helps quite a
No,
great
no,
deal.
no, Theodora, I think you're selling yourself too short. And Finn turns to Jericho and Wharton. I say, genuinely, my friends, I think we've stumbled upon someone with real talent for something like this. Theodora, you are a special person.
Thank
I feel
you.
very blessed to have met you.
Well, I feel very blessed to have met you three as well.
It is nice.
Anyway,
Be
sorry, this was kind of just a diversion. Shall we? Off to Rosalina?
It's not far. You make your way. First thing you see is a few cages with chickens and rabbits, and baskets filled with foraged foods, mushrooms, scapes, and they line the rocky path where Rosalina, that you know as the seer, stands looking and shaking her head at an empty cage. Without turning her head, she speaks in an unplaceable accent. Pitsy, pitsy. Sunday I'll always a rush with you. Every story worth telling of a hero worth remembering is about a journey. She mutters to herself, a journey to the new, and she's opening and closing the cages and looking at the other animals, as if she's talking to them. To the unknown, and home again, and she looks back to the empty cage. Upon the crossing of these doorways, Waystones in the journey, we see transformation. She speaks loudly, shaking a chicken. Clearly as it is. Do you guys approach her?
Absolutely. Finn is very interested, but also looks to Theodora. This is her friend, and I don't want to overstep in any way. I think genuinely Finn sees himself constantly looking at Theodora just to sort of follow her lead. He is by no means accustomed to the outside world, and he just wants to make sure he doesn't make a fool of himself.
Of course. I think Theodora is not, ultra intimate friends with Rosalina, but she's still familiar enough with the woman that she knows her to be kind of flighty, maybe. So, not unaccustomed to random esoteric ramblings.
She's you know her as much as you would anyone you see once a year. So she comes through this parts once a year, and you're right, very eccentric and very bizarre with her mumblings and what she muses upon. So you approach her, Theodora?
I do. Rosalina!
The sinewed elderly woman walks over and warmly holds your hand. Her smile is something that you really recognize. Huge, toothy grin, missing one canine tooth, but it doesn't diminish the vibrancy. Sure, although she's wrinkled, it's hard to age. Her eyes seem so young and bright. She welcomes you in and ushers you into the small tent. A cooking fire smolders, and the smell of rich, intoxicating herbs mixed with smoke wash over you. The savory smell makes your mouth water. You are familiar with her eccentric rambles and have been returning to visit as often as you can. The nomadic woman has been staying a few miles from your land, so it's not a far journey you've traveled. The stories change in the retelling, but in them we see the reflection of ourselves. She blows her nose loudly and washes her hands in a basin before sitting across from you at a small round table, pouring you a tea in a small stone cup, and she gestures to your companions to enter. When finally the hero returns home, it cannot be as it was before. The world they knew no longer exists, at least not the way they knew it. You marvel at the many oddities that hang carelessly around the space, Theodora. Your eyes fall upon a silver tray with the words, Chessa, Wanderer's Friend, etched in it. Your reflection catches you a little off guard. It has been a while since you saw yourself this clearly. Who do you see, Theodora?
Theodora is a woman with little care for her appearance. Her hair is wild, ill-tamed by a simple leather cord pulling it back from her shoulders. She wears a simple blue tunic that's belted at the waist on top of some leather legging type situation. She's got like a smattering of freckles with skin that has seen many sunburns. So she's originally kind of pale complexioned, but her face has been sort of weathered over time just by being outside day after day, walking around in the bush. So
how old is your character, Theodora?
She's 30, so she's fairly young still.
7. She's like 6.
She's like
6.5.
8 or 9.
But she's
What the hell are you
7.
doing running an inn? Did I tell you were hopping up on the doing chin-ups to serve people?
That's right.
No more beer.
So she's pretty just she's not terribly interesting looking. She's very moderate.
Why have you come to Rosalina? To share a cup of tea? Or have you brought me something for a telling? And she opens her hand kind of expectantly. And you know this to be an invitation to get a fortune told.
I bring you 3 new friends, Rosalina.
3 new friends.
Many fortunes to be told.
Although friends are worth their weight in gold, I was friends with these 3 before they entered my tent. Have you brought me anything that I can hold?
I could help.
And this goes to anybody in the group. If you got anything you can offer.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think Finn happily pulls out his rucksack and reaches in, and he pulls out something very interesting. I don't know how much you want to get into character classes and stuff. Are we keeping that a bit of a mystery, or?
No, I'd be happy to know what your character class is.
So Finnegan Feathertop is playing a peddler, and one of his abilities is he has the path of many things. I carry a knapsack and with a seemingly endless supply of stuff, and at a rank
cool.
1, I can spend a willpower point to find almost any item from the list of trade goods. So, and the list is 2 pages long. So essentially, you know, what I do is I reach into this pack, and maybe just scanning around the room, maybe you'll allow me to do a roll to see if there's anything that I know exists more or less on this that maybe she doesn't have. You know, there's torches, there's water skins, there's lamp oils, parchment, sleeping furs, you know, fishing hook, magnifying glass maybe. Is there anything? Chalk. You know, is there anything, maybe chalk?
Sure. Moving forward, you don't have willpower points yet. You will occur them. Get them. I'll say that because I don't know the word right now. By failing things. But I'm going to give you one just to start because it's interesting
I'll
enough.
call her a name and then I'll fail. And then I'll use that. I said
So-
dummy.
So one thing, can you do a? Let's see here. Let's do a scouting roll for you
Sure. Happily.
to see what you see in her dwelling and see if there's lacking any materials.
Scouting is wits, which I have plenty of, and I have 2 in my wits, so I'm going to be rolling 6 die. And that is 2 6s and 1 1. Wow.
Perfect. One thing that really catches your eye is an open book. Nothing out of the ordinary. It's on a lectern. And pointed at the lectern, or pointed at the book, is what looks to be like a weird spyglass. Obviously used to magnify things. But as you're walking around and you inspect this and you peek through, you notice one of the lenses is broken. And you have with you a magnifying glass.
Oh no. I have to break my spyglass? It's a family heirloom. I look down at it. I guess I could swap it out. Especially if I can get another one. Okay. Yeah. Finn debates for a second, but seeing that Theodora is very interested in what this woman wants, and Finn feels very motivated to help Theodora in her quest at this moment, says, well, I think I have something that could fix this. And he pulls out his spyglass and carefully unscrews the top and sort of drops out one of the lenses that would fit into it. And I think he repairs it for her. He like unscrews and puts it in and then turns it to her and says, they should now fix it.
That's cool.
Rosalina's eyes, bright as they are, seem to brighten further. She's very plucky and very excited, and she kind of raises her eyebrows at you and points to the book and very mischievously goes back to the table, taking a sip of the tea. She begins to hum and mumble, sometimes nonsensically in strange languages, but she cuts through sporadically with seeming lucidity. 3 lost souls will help you, but first they must feel like they are whole again. You will be lost if they do not find what they seek. I see a path laden with riches delivered westward, and a city shrouded in mist. A matriarch will offer a rose, more thorn than flower, but it is the claws that snatch that you must beware. And she goes on into this mumbling in different languages all over the place. She's still telling. However, Jericho, Wharton, Finn, you are now in this strange tent, this wall tent, all sorts of oddities around. Do you do anything?
I take my lens back. No, I'm just kidding.
Jericho is, he's a bit suspicious, a bit suspect about this woman, and he wants to do an insight roll. He wants to see whether or not this woman actually has answers, or if she's just having a laugh here with us. So, Can I do insight on
So
that?
you want to do an insight roll to see if this woman is a charlatan or if she truly believes in her gifts. Is that
I just
right?
want to know if she's got the answers. Because if
Yeah.
she doesn't, I'm wasting my time here.
Absolutely.
You know?
Do an insight roll. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I guess it would be insight because usually it's against. If it was a manipulation, it'd be empathy versus insight. So let's do that.
So I've got wits 4 and I have insight 2. So I'm going to. Oh, and I got 1-6.
So you're successful. This Rosalina, she has seen things. By looking around the space, you realize that she has traveled the world all over. More than anyone, there are oddities from around the world, as far as you're aware. And if there's anyone who knew where an adventure would be, it is her. And so perhaps in her musing, in the words that she's saying, there is some truth. Perhaps it's hard to decipher, but it is there.
Yeah, there's something that feels right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so,
Wharton.
seeing. Oh,
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh well, I'm. Is she still looking at the lens from Finnegan, or are we?
She's back at the table
Still
and she's
engaging?
sipping tea and she's looking at Theodore who's sitting beside her. But her eyes do dart back to the lens and around the room at strange objects as she talks.
Gotcha.
Wharton, is there anything you'd like to do?
Yes, I would love to get one of those fancy riddle fortunes from you as well. I don't have much on me. All of the things I could part with are back at the end, unfortunately, but I do have this.
And Wharton pulls out a small pouch, and he opens it up and he sprinkles out its contents in front of her. And it is this kind of, it's a really dark, kind of greasy looking, clumpy mass.
Really
He goes,
selling it here.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know. And he
Shits
goes,
in his hand.
This is black salt. I've been washing my favorite pan with it for decades now, and I eat it. It's good for adding into spices and flavors and whatnot. It's very, very potent. But this is one of the things that's very unique, and I can part with this and make more later. Is this suitable? I also have 2 silver.
Or I could bribe you. Rosalina takes the black salt and she walks over to a bubbling hot cauldron, opens it up. You see there's all manner of things in that cauldron. She adds it in and tastes it. Very much so. Thank you very much, Wharton. She knows her name,
course.
strangely.
Weird.
I don't have a telling for you, but I have something better. Perhaps this oddity would intrigue you. And she goes and shows you this cage with it's almost like a bird cage, like a rounded bird cage with some spaces, like fairly wide spaces. And she gestures for you to look into it as she takes this cloth off from it. And she walks back to Theodora and she continues her telling with Theodora as she mumbles more and more. And she says to herself as she immediately sits down after showing you this, she says, sometimes it is not when you seek to help, but when you are asked that you are most beloved and heard. And you look inside Wharton and you see these strange hornet-like creatures whirling around this cage, chasing this beautiful butterfly with kind of a glowing effervescence to it. Effervescence is the wrong word, that's bubbles.
Just
Say shimmer.
opalescent.
Sell it with
Sure.
your confidence, and no one will care.
Effervescence.
That's what I do.
So it flies around this cage and it's being attacked. This kind of butterfly-like creature is being attacked by all these hornets chasing it. Everywhere it goes, the hornets are piercing and attacking it. It seems to be writhing in pain.
That poor butterfly!
Is that all you'd like to do?
Can I reach in and try and save the butterfly?
Sure. What would you like to do?
I would like to do a roll that is appropriate for that.
I'm going to do an agility check. So I
Okay.
imagine it would be either you can either do a sleight of hand
And
or a move.
okay, I think it's more of a.
Or
sleight of
I'd
hand.
let you even argue marksmanship because it's pretty challenging to attack.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with agility. So I don't have any skill levels in sleight of hand, but I do have an agility of 4, so I still roll 4, right?
Right.
Okay, perfect. I have 1-6.
Although you are successful and you think that you should be able to reach out and grab the butterfly, every time that you reach your hand in, the butterfly evades you and almost instantly teleports out of your reach and almost instantly away, getting attacked again. You could do an animal handling check to see why it is you're failing.
I think Wharton would switch tactics, actually.
Let me repeat what was said by Rosalina
Yes,
as she sits
please.
down one more time. Sometimes it is not when you seek to help, but when you are asked that you are most beloved and hurt. I'll let you think about that as we're going to go
Yeah,
to Jericho
please.
or Finnegan. Actually, Finn, do you do anything? Finn? Harlan, would you like to do anything?
I like to Jericho.
I did, but I
I
switched
mean,
it over.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm watching the all of this unfold. The black salt and my curiosity with all of this. I'm like taking notes as it's happening. Finn is hyper curious, but also so unfamiliar with the world outside of his books that at now he's sort of just absorbing, interested in what Wharton is going to do with this woman. But no, for now, I mean, he's sort of just along for the ride. He had his little interaction with her with the whole, offering the lens.
Jericho?
And Jericho kind of suspiciously looks around the room. Finnegan, then Wharton, who's distracted, Theodora. And then he reaches into his bag and he pulls out a little package, like a something wrapped in cloth. And he unfolds it. And inside the cloth there is a hairbrush, an old brittle-looking hairbrush. That he looks at it for a moment, and then he puts the hairbrush back in his bag. And
You don't need it with
underneath
dreads.
Exactly. I don't need that. And he pulls out these two rusty iron dog tags, and he hands them over. And he says, "These are from a time in my past that I don't necessarily associate with anymore, but it was still a big part of my life. So I like to think that it's a part of myself that I'm giving you. It's a special thing. Yeah."
She grabs the dog tags, and what does it say on the dog tags? Anything in particular?
It has a symbol, and the symbol is of what look to be two hands clasped together. And if she is as well traveled as she says she is, then she would know that these are dog tags from the notorious band of mercenaries, the Rust Brothers.
She sees the dog tags and immediately doesn't want to touch them. Thank you for that offering. I know that it meant a lot to you, but you keep it. Perhaps it'll help you in your journey. But perhaps I can help you in another way. And she takes you over to another area. Actually, back to where the lectern, the book that was repaired by Finn. And she says, "Have you looked through yet?" And then she goes back to the table and she begins again with her reading. And then she says to herself out loud, looking at the cup, Theodora, as she talks to you, "Where the bard's metaphors end, That is where important things are hidden. Wharton, do you make any different strategies, or are you going to give up on that one?
Wharton is not going to give up. Wharton,
This is your last chance, by the way. Well,
Okay. Okay. Wharton is just gonna like kind of stick his hand in, palm open flat, and he's just gonna like whisper under his breath,
Do you need help, little butterfly?
Immediately, the hornets disappear almost in a puff of smoke, and the butterfly lands on your head. And as you are about to feel vindicated, feel like you did something well, the butterfly seems to bite and burrow into your skin really quickly and then disappear itself. And you experience 1 point of strength damage.
ooh.
However, you also see, strangely, the dust that's accumulated has this weird shimmer to it, a quality that is attractive to you. And it occurs to you that Rosalina wanted you to have that, the dust that's left behind.
Interesting. Ouch.
I think
Yeah, it
Finn
hurts.
will look through. She wanted me to look through the spyglass into the book, right?
She did.
Yeah. So I'm gonna
You
look.
or Jericho, either one.
Yeah, but I feel like.
Oh, I see. She was talking
Yeah.
to me when she said, "Have you looked through it yet?"
Yeah, but I'm thinking because it was the piece that I gave, maybe I'll step forward and sort of do it. His curiosity getting the better.
Right.
Better of him. What is it?
So you look through the spyglass, and it's zoomed in on a poem. And the poem says, "What is stronger than the human heart that shatters over and over, but still lives?" By Rupi Kaur.
What is stronger than the human heart that shatters over and over, but still lives? What is stronger?
And again,
I think
what she
Sorry,
was
go ahead.
saying when Jericho made the offering, you remember her saying, "Where the bard's metaphors end, that is where important things are hidden."
With the bard's metaphors ends, that's what important things are. And I think he says it out loud as he like reads it, and he turns to Jericho, who I imagine is standing next to him. And he's like, "Does that make any sense to you?" Can I
Well,
roll a wits on that? Maybe to
Yeah.
get, like a bit of a hint.
And I think Jericho, you're going to give an advantage too, because he says it out loud as if to work together. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Cool. So my wits is 4. Is there any other skill I'd be adding to that? Maybe
Lore?
insight
Lore or
lore?
insight.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can.
And
I'll
I
add
can assist
insight.
by giving an extra die.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
gets to roll an extra die.
Perfect. So that's 4 for my wits, 2 for my insight, plus 1. So this is going to be a
You
full
got
house
this.
roll.
You can do it.
Oh wow! I only rolled 1 6.
It's enough.
That's enough.
I know, but still, it's funny.
You realize
And,
that she's being rather literal. Where the bard's metaphors end, this is where important things are hidden. So not symbolically in the language. What does she mean where the metaphors end?
The period?
You move the spyglass off to the side, away from the focus on the poem, and you see hidden a minute number 68 is written in the margins.
She meant literally where the poem ended. I just moved the glass over, Jericho, and look, 68.
That's it. That's all we had to do. Look at the number.
Well, she's obviously speaking in some sort of riddle. All of this is about our future and our path. Jericho, don't you understand what this means? We were destined to be here. This is all very surreal and interesting. Quite
don't believe
exciting,
in
my
destiny.
friend.
You're saying I was destined to get stung by a butterfly?
Yes. for lack
Are
of
you
a better
quite
word.
all right, Wharton?
But yes,
My
Warden.
hand's smart, something fierce, I do say.
Yes,
I
but
s-
nothing worth, ventured is not, and so on.
Okay, so
He's doing it as a character, but that's literally how I'm GMing tonight. It's like, I don't know
You're
words.
doing amazing, Chris.
Oh, it's fun.
I'm
Fabulous.
gonna need
I'm
something
doing it
more
purposefully.
concrete than the number 68. How's this gonna help me? How's this supposed to help me find her? And Jericho is getting more and more, I guess, agitated, even though he's got the answer.
She gets up from the table, seeing your agitation, Rosalina, and she hugs you. Or she tries to hug you. Do you allow her to?
What are you doing? He's
Roll
like,
for
I think
consent.
I think she's hugging me before I even realize what's going on.
This little old lady who's coming up to your waist, really.
Punch
Tries
her
to
in
hug
the
you.
face.
What are you
Kill,
doing?
instant kill.
Is this normal? What? And he lets the hug happen.
Perhaps this will distract you. And she brings you over to a table, and there's a puzzle. And it seems to be almost done, just a couple pieces left. Perhaps this will help you a little bit. I
What's the
find,
puzzle of?
when it comes to knowledge, I keep adding things. And she's looking Finnegan in the eye as she says this. I keep adding things when it comes to knowledge. But when it comes to wisdom, I really strip things away. And she goes back to the table. Theodora, I love these visits. And she goes back into talking about your future, rambling a little bit this and that.
Strip things away. Maybe take off the puzzle pieces. Maybe start again.
And
I say to
Jericho
Jericho.
looks over at Finnegan, and a look of, I guess, understanding washes over his face. And he, instead of trying to place the pieces, he begins to take them out one by one. I don't know how. I don't know
Nothing
how
seems to
long
be
it took you to
happening
put
at
this
first.
together, but
Do you take all the pieces out, or do you leave some in? How many are you going to leave?
I'll just take one at a time. Oh,
Not.
68?
Well, I don't know how
Yeah,
many.
yeah.
Is it like
Okay,
a
I'll
lot
try
of
that.
pieces?
No,
Only
it's
like
like
six
we're
pieces.
talking back in like medieval times type era, right? So like a puzzle.
It's like 2 pieces.
They didn't have jigsaws back then.
Like, it's
It
someone's
was
like turning it. They're like, I can't figure this out. Oh.
it's just one of those square holes and like yeah. So eventually you take all the pieces out, and there behind where the puzzle was are the numbers 47 and 32.
We got
Carl's
more
writing
numbers
it
here.
down.
47 and was that 32?
Yeah.
My 68. How many grains are in that dust that you got, Warden? Maybe.
Start counting.
Oh gosh, let me. I didn't know I was supposed to do that. Give me 1 second. 1, 2.
It's like
3,
I'm just kidding.
4.
We
Oh,
got
wait.
three
Nope.
numbers.
Nope.
Start
Those
again.
2 are together now. Hold on.
The page I was the book I was looking at under the microscope didn't have page numbers, did it?
nope.
Okay.
68 was written in the margin, clearly not part of the original script.
I figured. I was just wondering if maybe I was meant to be flipping through them and blah 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 and all that.
If you flip through, you notice that it's filled with love poetry.
Oh. And I think Finn pulls one up and he turns to Theodora and he just reads one off the top of his head. He's like, "Listen to this one, Theodora," and it's just like a nice little love poem.
Can you find that for me? As we go back to Theodora, as you're sitting at the table, Theodora, I don't know if she can hear me. There we go. Theodora, as you're sitting at the table and you finish your cup of tea, a wind whips through the tent, extinguishing the lit candles. You realize it's grown dark. Rosalina finishes telling and relights the candles. Careful, a storm is coming. We are upon the eve of change. I think you're expected home soon.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Listen to this, Theodora. And Finn has this book open and he just says, "Some say the world will end in fire. Some say in ice. From what I've tasted to desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice." Doesn't that sound nice?
I would put the cheer soundtrack on. Hit the cheer button for us.
There we
Harlan.
go. There we go.
Well told.
I'm going to give you... I'm going to
No,
give
I didn't write that. I didn't write
Finnegan...
that.
I'm going to Finnegan, you're going to get another PowerPoint just for the telling.
Good.
And then I reach in my
Oh,
backpack and I pull out a second spyglass.
I feel better now. It's been...
Wonderful.
Oh, child, if you come across my rabbit, please tell him to come home. You finish your cup of tea, and you see the leaves at the bottom making the following shape. Finnegan, can you share an
Ooh.
image?
Okay. It looks kind of like a whale, maybe?
My name is Harlan, by the way. Finnegan is not my. I know I'm role playing really well, Chris, but in context of showing
You are
images-
Finnegan to me now. Harlan is dead.
Theodora looks deep into her teacup and tries to decipher the shape. What am I looking at? And she tilts it towards Rosaline and says, "What do you make of this?"
I think they're tea leaves. She says with a sparkling eye and a knowing smile. Again, big grin, missing the canine. I think you should hurry. There is a storm coming.
You're
She
right.
says to you guys.
Oh my goodness. We'll never get back to the inn in time. All right, gather your things, everyone. We have to go.
These are our answers. I thought that we get more from this.
Thank you for
have
the
so many
dust,
questions.
Rosalina. I'll continue counting it later.
Theodora takes both of Rosalina's hands in hers and she says, "Thank you so much, and I can't wait to see you again."
Sorry, hang on just 1 second.
And then she does a jig.
Guys, I found the tea leaves. I figured it out.
What is it?
What?
Well, so it took a while, but I think basically
Damn it, Harlan, you figured out my riddle.
That's exactly
You
it.
guys are too clever. It's too easy. That's good.
That's great.
well,
And that is the tale by Sharp Chris.
tale of show. Yeah, Finn says, "Let's leave then." And yeah, he scurries outside and stops at the door and turns around and says, "Thank you for all your wisdom, the stuff we understood and the stuff we didn't." And he ducks out the door.
As you part in the waning light, a chill in the air tells you the weather is in fact turning. You walk the path you came by. A white rabbit seems to cross your path several times on your way through the rugged terrain.
Rabbit! Go back to Rosalina's. She's looking for you. You gotta go.
It doesn't seem to take heed of your words.
Theodora's just yelling at a rabbit.
Not far from home, it leaps one last time in front of you and onto the forest that surrounds your land.
I say once more.
Yeah, and I think Finnegan is like, "Theodora, come on, focus." I'm imagining it's getting much worse now.
As the rain starts pelting down a little bit, the wind is blowing. As you approach your inn, what you had thought was fog in the distance now is certainly a dense smoke bellowing from the direction of your dwelling.
Oh, shit. Okay, we start running. I'm running super fast.
As you run, Harlan, can you help me move our characters on Dice Spire? And we're going to move them to just across the bridge here as their entrance point.
Absolutely, my friend. Past the bridge. I see them just past the bridge, okay?
So just on the side closer to the inn on the bridge.
Oops. Shite. Yeah.
Guys, we gotta save my inn.
The inn shall be saved, or my name isn't Finnegan.
Finnegan Inn.
Get it?
We've got to save it. There's beer in there.
Oh
In
no,
it.
they're up in the treetops. They
Sorry.
flew away.
So this gaming system has a card system that you usually use for rolling for initiative. We're not going to do that. We're just going to roll dice, 1d20. So if everyone
Cool.
could roll a 1d20.
Would you believe that I put away all of my other dice
I
that are not
know.
d6s?
I will not need this. It is dead.
Yeah, it's like,
I wish
For
I could
once,
roll
I
like this
don't
on
need-
Dice Shame too.
what'd you roll?
Natural 20.
Hey!
Hey!
All right.
All right.
Do we add any bonuses or just straight up and
No,
down?
we're just going to do just straight up.
Cool. I rolled a 13.
Okay?
Oh, I'm gonna roll my die that Mike Ashmore got me. I don't think he's watching,
Great
but he is.
idea.
Ooh, 15.
Pretty good.
Look at this in. This is exactly how I pictured it too. Beauty.
I lost one of your characters. I don't know who.
Yeah, it was mine.
Where are you?
I don't think I'm on the map anymore. When I double click my icon, it just takes me to nothing.
That's awesome.
I know.
Yeah. Well, you did
No,
that.
I
That's
see
how
it.
it works.
There we go.
Ah,
Hello there, I'm here now.
Just in the corner. Sometimes Tailspire is tricky. There we go. Okay.
It's still very much in beta.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So much blur.
I got a 6, Chris.
Okay. And Harlan, what did you get?
I had a 15. Sorry, did you say we're adding anything? I don't think so.
Nope.
Okay.
So if I'm not wrong, I have Justin followed by Joe and then James.
I think Harlan goes before me.
Didn't you get a 13?
I got a 13. He got a 15.
Okay, thank you.
I added
Harlan?
fog to the map because you said there was fog.
Oh my goodness. Can you do me a favor?
I can do you anything you want, ever.
Towards the mine section of Tailspire, there seems to be a stone arch.
Yes, my friend.
Can you take that, copy it, I'm asking you to do a lot, and put it on the side of the map that's closest to the mine, but on the grassy section towards the forest? Do you know what I mean?
I know roughly.
Yeah, so if you can just plunk down that stone arch somewhere towards the dwarves that are on the map there.
The
I'll do
issue
it.
is, what stone arch are you referring to?
If you go over to the map towards the mine, and you can
On the
see
other
that
side of
there's
the water?
Yeah, exactly.
Ah.
Beside the cart there, there's a stone arch.
Okay, I see that.
If you could copy and try to.
Yep, I'll
place it
figure
down.
that out real quick. You guys, don't you worry.
As you guys cross the bridge, and the smoke is bellowing from your inn, as you see in Horror Theodora, you see 3 dwarves that are ushering your guests towards a stone arch. The guests seem to be complacently walking with them. One of the dwarves seems to be in charge, the leader of the others, who is having captured these guests in your inn.
Oh no.
They see you coming across the bridge.
I don't know how much of an arch you want. I got some arch.
Here's how this works. That's okay, Harlan. You can do. You did okay.
You said arch. I didn't know what kind of arch.
Yeah. No, that's good.
That's
No,
an
that's really
arch.
good.
Wedding arch?
That's really
Oh.
good.
It's an arch right there.
That's fantastic. No, you did it. You totally did it.
Thank you. In no
All right.
time either.
Is my inn on fire?
Oh,
yeah,
it sure
it's-
is.
Oh no.
So whatever you guys brought with you is what you have on hand.
Perfect. I got everything.
Great.
I was a fool.
All right. So, as you guys can see, the dwarves that are there can see you, and you can see them. But we're gonna start with Justin. We're going to say for now your range is at short distance. We'll say 25 meters. In order to move from one range to the next, it takes one of your action economy. The action economy in this game is fast and slow. You have a list of fast and slow action economy I think I shared with you.
Okay.
If you guys go to page 86, that's where it is.
Yeah.
86.
To move from a
There's a
one
book
range
for
to the
this?
next. Yeah. I'm making this up. It is a fast action to move into the next consecutive range. So you can move, for example, from short to near, and near to arm's length. Arm's length is the
Gotcha.
attacking range for melee attack. You have a long action and a fast action, or you have 2 fast actions. Those are your options. Justin, what would you like to do?
Okay, so I see these dwarves. So the dwarves have taken guests of the inn prisoner,
Yeah.
and they're standing at this arch.
Strangely, they don't seem to be prisoners like chained. They're honestly just being led by these other dwarves. And it seems like the dwarves who were drunk last night are going without much resistance. If any.
Okay. So this is a new set of dwarves.
Yeah, exactly. There's 3 dwarves. One that's one woman and 2 male dwarves, and it seems to be that the woman is in charge as she keeps giving orders.
Right.
Typical.
And okay, so in that case, I'm gonna heft my axe, and I'm just going to start running towards them.
Are you going to take 2 fast actions to close? You can go from short to near and near to arm's length.
Can I say something before Jericho starts running?
I think we should like yell at them.
Well, I think I would just be like, Jericho, what are you doing? You don't seriously want to start a fight with these people, do you?
Well, they burnt down Theodora's Inn. We got to do something about it.
Maybe
might
they're
have.
escaping the blaze.
Well, we don't know yet. We should really talk to them first, shouldn't we? Saying this as the like talking character and not the combat character, because I have very little combat, like none.
This is a
What are
very
these?
punitive game, just so you guys are aware.
Oh, good.
It is.
okay.
It can
My
be very
favorite kind
hard.
of game.
I mean, this is one of your first encounters, so hopefully I don't kill
In
you
that
off because I
case-
did more work than that. But it is possible.
I'm just going to try to get closer. Maybe I can hear what they're saying. And Jericho's
They
gonna
see you.
run-
They fully see you. They've gestured because of the orientation from which you approached. They totally know
Okay.
you're there.
They see
Gotcha,
us,
okay.
and are they just running away from us?
No, it seems like they're confident and feel comfortable that you're there, and they can't keep going about their business.
They feel comfortable that we're there. Maybe we should try
Okay.
and talking first.
Yeah, either way, Jericho's going to run up beside a big elm tree and get into, I guess, short range and hide behind this tree and gesture for the others and say, I'm in position. I keep on going to Kraloth's accent. It's hard to get out of it.
What the what?
Okay, so Justin, that's what you're going to do. Okay, we're at
right.
Harlan.
All right. Yeah, I think Finn will take the same approach. Only, I think he'll run up and try to talk to them. So how far can I move? You said just roughly.
You can move basically from, you're at short distance, so 25 meters away. You can move into near distance and then arm's length if you want, if you don't take any other action except for speaking.
So I want to be near distance. Is this roughly near distance? You'd say?
Yeah, so that's a few steps away.
Yeah.
So we're both in near distance then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to move you up, or you have access to your character, don't you, Chris?
Oh, do I?
Justin? I think you should.
No, I haven't given it yet, so that's
then
another
I'll
thing
do
you can
that.
do. Harlan, thank you.
I will do that for you. Oops. So you're behind this tree here, right?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah,
Cool.
right there.
And I think Finn just takes a second to speak, and he just says, "Hold on, what happened?" And he points to the inn, which is on fire. Just like, can we help? Sort of trying to take the kind action. And I will use. I mean, well, maybe I should see what they say first before I do anything.
So you're offering to help.
Well, I want to know the situation. Like, let us know what happened. Tell me the truth. You can trust me. And I don't know if this helps.
The
But
two of the I guess following dwarves, some of the dwarves that have that came with the leader, I guess the female dwarf have torches, and clearly they've set fire to the inn. You're aware.
Oh, okay. So I would notice that before I say anything.
Exactly. So I'm just letting you know that.
So as I roached that, I would say, "What happened? Why did you just set fire to the inn? Tell me. You can trust me, and my pride is you can make anyone trust you, just as a matter of interest. So I don't know how those come into effect.
When you do a pride, basically once per game with your pride, you're allowed to roll, I believe it's a 1d8, and you get to add that to whatever roll that you're using your pride alongside. So if you're doing a manipulation, you can add that 1d8. Now, with
Right now, I'm not
1d8s,
gonna-
they have added benefits. You can get actually 2 successes with a d8.
Cool. Well, right now, I just wanna see what their answer is. So I won't roll anything yet because I'm curious just what they say naturally.
So repeat yourself one more time.
Why did you set fire to the inn? I suppose.
It was the easiest way to get them out. They kind of say with sad eyes to you.
Get who out?
And he points to the other dwarfs.
Well, can you help us put it out? I'll do this. I will do manipulation. I'll say, look, the dwarves are out, but this fire is to a friend of ours, my friend Theodora. Her family left it. She has no ill will towards you, and will happily help you in whatever you need, so long as you mean us no harm. Can you please help us grab buckets from the lake and put it out before serious damage is done?
We
I
have
can
things to do, the
Can I
leader
tell-
says to you.
Can I do manipulation roll? Or
To try to get them to put it out?
yeah.
Yeah, just be warned with manipulation. If it is a success, I have but two options: comply or fight. So you can if it's something my character would not do, I have no choice but to fight.
Oh. Would it look like they would fight?
So they came, set fire to this thing, and now
But
you're
they have
asking
no
them
time.
not to.
Well, I asked them. They said they set fire to it to get the people out. It looks like the people got out. Would not the logical thing now be, well, then help us put it back out? If they don't have an issue with her, wouldn't they be like, fine?
They seem to be pressed, like they said, we have things to do. We have
But
to.
they'll stay and fight. That's equally time-consuming, guys. If anything,
They're not.
more
They have put no gesture to fight in you yet.
All right.
How-
Well, then I'll say then whatever. I mean, ultimately, I would turn to Jericho then. Then I wouldn't try to manipulate them. I would turn to Jericho and I'd say, our fight is not with them. We need to put out that fire. And I'd point towards the tavern and I would
Well,
say, what's
Hold
that?
on. What are they going to do with those people?
Well, I don't know. Well, what are you gonna do with those people? I guess.
What are your intentions?
You will see. And she goes over to the arch and she touches the arch, and all of a sudden, the air that's beneath the arch all of a sudden has this wavering texture to it, almost as a heat rising off the ground, but it's very intense. And she grabs what looks to be the list of names that you've compiled, Theodora, of your guests.
No.
And she begins reading the dwarves' names one after the other. And she starts with the first dwarf, and she says the name out loud. And the dwarf immediately, eyes very similar, kind of a dull expression, begins
trance.
walking towards the arch.
Finnegan, I don't think they're under. I don't think they're string. I don't think they're I don't think they're thinking straight, is what I'm trying to say. And I'm trying to do it in a weird accent that I don't have down yet, but I'll have it down next week, God damn it.
All right. You're right. Fair enough. I suppose every life is sacred and all that jazz.
I think they're under control of some sort.
Yeah.
Some
So
sort of mind experiment.
so I can't manipulate them
You can,
without fighting them.
not necessarily. It just, if you look at the circumstances here, they came to fight, set fire and capture people.
Okay.
If that is their kind of ordinance and you try to get them to do something different, they don't really have a choice. You can get them to do something that's not really going to, you can manipulate them to do other things.
Like
You know,
what?
maybe,
Turn around and dance.
well, exactly. Like, it can't be something ridiculous because it just can't go completely against. It's like the command spell. Think of it like that from D&D.
You could
You can't-
manipulate them into telling you
Yeah.
more details than
Okay.
they might
Absolutely.
otherwise, but
Absolutely.
probably not change their course of action.
As long as it's not going to slow their process down, you can
Okay.
get anything from
Okay,
them.
then I'll try this then. I'll say, look, fair enough. You have your quarrel with these dwarves, and we don't want to stand in your way. But please, my name is in that book. Let me at least remove my name. That shouldn't impede you. That shouldn't hurt you, and it won't take any time. I'll walk right up. I'll erase my name, and I'll be all out of your hair. Can I roll manipulation on that?
Yes, but I'm going to give you disadvantage.
What does that mean?
It means that you're going to roll one less die.
Can I use my thing for persuasion to make anyone trust me then? Oh.
Like, you're going to use your, what's it called? Your D8, your pride?
Yeah.
I think it's a D12
Yes.
for pride.
Yeah, it was, or whatever my pride would be, I would use it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so
use
I'll
it.
do that. Okay. So I add a D8. I don't have any D8s. I only brought D6s.
Oh, I got one.
Okay, so I'll use this. So I got.
Here.
I'm
You
gonna.
can do the
manipulate.
D8 on the board, too. That's the thing.
Oh, that's true, right? Okay. So I have 4 for my. Sorry, I have 2 for my manipulation. I have 5 for my empathy. That means I'm rolling so far with 7 die.
6 because of the -1, though.
And then 6 because of the -1. So I roll a D8 and I add that to this?
It
Or-
counts as one of, with a D8, as long as you get a 6, 7, or 8, it is a success.
Oh, I see. So it works as that. Cool. So yeah, I'm gonna make him trust me, which is totally fair, I think. And I'll roll this. Here we go.
You can
So
do it.
just
You can
let
do
me
it.
remove my name from the book.
A little selfish, but fine.
Oh, wow. No, totally failed. Wow. Two,
So if
two,
you-
two, two, 3, 4, 1.
No, you
So
can push
here's
it.
an
And I
opportunity.
got the one. Listen, I got the one on the D8 too.
So here's an opportunity that you can push.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, I'll push it.
Careful though, because if you do get any ones moving forward, they can harm you.
I mean, why not? It's interesting, right? I'll push it. So, do I re-roll everything?
Wait. So did you use your pride?
Yeah,
Yes, he did.
And you rolled
And if-
an extra D12?
a D8.
Okay.
Here's
so
a
it is
fun
D12,
fact. Moving forward,
Oh, it's a D12.
But sorry.
for the pride, it's a D12.
Yeah.
maybe
when
I'll
you
roll
use
that
your
to
pride,
see if it
roll a
happens.
D12 and add the result to your roll. You can activate your pride no matter what. Whether
Here we go.
Here's another cool fact about the pride. You can
Oh!
choose to do it after the fact that you've rolled.
Well, it was a 12 on my D. I rolled the D12 on the thing, and it was a 12.
Perfect. So with a D12, you actually get 4 successes with a 12.
Oh!
Whoa.
And that would have been my D8, because I rolled a D8 and it was a 1, but it should have been a 12, which was a 12.
Right. So, but moving forward for the pride, guys, if you guys push, you can roll the D12 after as well.
Cool.
Cool. So either way,
It's like a choice.
it was the wrong die, so I rolled the right one, and I succeeded with
With
like
a
4
12.
successes. And
So 4
took
successes.
no ones. So I succeed.
She looks at you, and she looks up and down, and she seems to be assessing you, and she says, I don't think you will help our cause very much. You don't seem very strong and able-bodied anyways. I'll be happy to take your name off the list. And she erases your name, but gives you the information that she's looking for strength. She's looking for able-bodied people.
But my manipulation was I wanted to remove it.
Oh, then I'll let you walk up, and she will present it to you to erase it.
Yeah.
Which is
that's what I
weird
want.
for her. That's a very strange action for her to do, but I'm gonna give it to you because it's so successful. Because like that's like a yeah, come erase
So
your
here's what
name.
I'm thinking,
She says.
team. Should I fuck up this book? Should I like burn it or something? If I was like,
She's gonna murder us all.
yeah, but we don't know the importance of this, right? Like if this book is ruining these dwarves' lives, if they're being sold into slave labor after this, if I spill a bottle of ink on it, would that, I don't know. I'm asking you guys as the team. Should I just
Do as
cool.
you wilt, Harlan.
Do as I wilt?
Is
Chris
the
keeps
whole
saying
of the
you can do
law.
whatever.
Maybe
want.
you can get some information from the book.
Oh, that's a better idea. Yeah, you know what? I get up there and can I roll insight looking at the book?
Yeah.
Maybe pick up.
This
Well,
is the
it's just
longest
names.
fucking turn.
I'm sorry.
I mean, you
Okay.
could ask Theodora. You can ask Theodora. I mean,
No,
we're
no.
kind of out of turn order a little bit, yeah. But Joe, do you do anything while you're waiting
I
for?
skip. I pass the rest of my turn. I'll
And
walk
I'm
over
I'm
it and
happy
I'll
with
do
this
next turn.
being kind of like a non-traditional because I think my
We
turn,
haven't gone into
honestly,
combat yet. It's not like we're
Yeah.
fighting at this point.
I think my turn
Right.
is going to be spent moving towards the inn. You said it was a storm, right? Is it raining?
it is. And
But
the
like,
wind is howling.
obviously not enough to like
No, spitting.
do
It's
anything
like
against
it's
the flames. But
no. It's. I mean, the thatched roof is starting to catch and everything.
I'm
It's
going to
pretty-
spend my turn walking forward numbly, staring in horror, and maybe starting to cry gently at the sight of my family's livelihood going up in flames.
There is enough time that you could run in and perhaps get something, but it is a risk.
Seeing that, I was waiting for my turn to say, "How on fire is the inn?" But given that bit of information, that there might be a little bit of time, I think.
It's on this fire.
Wow, Harlan,
okay.
way to go!
Harlan, I was watching him just add flames just gleefully.
Thank you, man.
And then he typed in our private chat, "It's what Chris would want," or something like that.
It is.
I'm doing what
I asked.
Chris
I
Said
asked him.
thank you.
Yeah, I did.
I'm doing my job, guys. You don't understand. This is what I'm supposed to do.
I mean, yeah, I think maybe then, I was going to say Joe, Theodora and Wharton maybe run into the inn together because I'm sure my family
Yeah.
has some personal effects that would need to be retrieved. So we run
So here's
into
how we're
this
going to do it.
inferno.
The inn is progressively burning. There's no saving the inn. You're not going to be able to put out this flame. However, if you move quickly enough, you can get into the spaces and try to get something. But if you're failing your movement, you have risk of being burnt, and you have a risk of not being able to get out in time as well. So you got to be careful. And I'm going to actually have you move in those spaces. We're
Yeah.
going to have you move your character, 6 squares, we'll say, as your movement action. You can do 2 of those movement actions if you want. And every time you go to a new room, I'll allow you to do an insight or scouting check to see if you can find things that you want.
Okay.
Cool. Now, Wharton, if you're trying to get your gear, you have to get back all the way up to your room. You gotta
I
pick
think
one of the rooms.
Wharton has count his gear off as a total loss, but what he would like to do is take off his big traveling cloak and like dip it in the river real quick and then throw it over Theodora.
Cool. I'm going to give you an advantage to. I'm going to treat it actually as armor. We'll do that.
Okay, cool.
'Cause I think
And
that's
then
cool.
yeah, I'm just gonna be following right behind her and say,
What is it? What are we saving?
and my entire purpose is to help Theodora.
Ugh, love you.
Joe, I'm going to have you start. If you want to move, I'm going to let you close all the way to the door
front
this
door,
round.
basically?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Let's do it, buddy. We save the inn, and you guys save the dwarves.
Jericho, what do you do?
Where's the front door of this place?
Other side.
Okay.
My inn that I know.
Jericho is gonna step out from behind the tree, and he's gonna walk towards these dwarves, and he's gonna see how close they let him get. Just like eyeing one of the guards, he like begins walking close to one of the others, just like doing a bit of a stare down, you know.
As you walk closely, you can see them gripping their maces. They're ready, and they're like swinging them around. If you get within striking range, they'll strike you. But
Yeah.
you know,
No, I'll
if
keep
you're
my
if you're out
distance. I'll
of
stay
arm's
back about
reach,
10 feet or so.
great.
And I'm gonna. Can I get towards one of the mind-controlled dwarves? Assuming
Yeah.
that's what they are.
Absolutely. If you're just doing 2 movement actions, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll get close to one of them. And I'm gonna say, "Hey, you were at the inn last night, right?"
Can you do a empathy roll? Let's do a manipulation roll.
Oh shit! I don't have any of that. I'm gonna be rolling 2 d6s. No 6s.
The drunk dwarf last night who had his hand in his pants pays no mind to you and keeps walking in file towards the arch. Now, the dwarf nearest to the portal calls out the name again, and the first dwarf closest to the portal disappears through the gate.
No.
Where are you taking them?
You say to the leader,
Yeah, just a leader.
we need them to work.
What are they working on? You got some big project?
She doesn't share with you unless you're going to use your actions later on. Okay, so we're going to go back to the top of the round order. So we're going to start with
that
Harlan
was
again.
me.
Yeah, you just finished your turn.
Yeah. I was top of the round.
Yeah,
It
sorry.
doesn't matter. It's all
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, Finn. I mean, it's so funny because my impulse is fully to just protect the burning house, and then as I approach, Jericho convinced me to do otherwise. But I feel like halfway through, Finn has really abandoned this as well because he sees Theodora and Wharton run towards the house, which is all he really wanted to do anyway. So now
You're
he's
doing
like,
the noble thing, though. I'm protecting my.
I don't know what the noble thing here
self-interest.
is, really. I don't know enough of what's going on, other than, I mean, I hear Jericho say that these poor dwarves are being taken into slavery, which obviously is terrible. Can I just quickly take a look over the portal? Can I tell what seems to be running it or powering it?
Wow.
No?
Yeah, let's do a lore check.
Sure. Lore is wit, so that's 5 die. 5 die. That is a 6 and a 1. So 6. I succeed.
You know that this magic is far beyond what the female dwarf is capable of. Just by looking at her, this is really powerful magic. She is not in charge here. She's been sent as an errand girl.
So yeah, I'm like standing next to this dwarf now, and I'm like looking at the book. I'm like, oh yeah, brilliant. Yeah, it's nice. Okay, let me just see what my name is. Keep going. Because she doesn't know what my name is, right? Like, I didn't
Well,
tell
you-
her.
you- right,
I'm
but-
like, no, next.
I've been there for
Next.
months. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And I'm looking
All right,
at
so you're gonna do a
Sway
performance to try
that.
to trick her and then finding
Well, I'm not tricking
way back.
her. like realistically, if she's flipping through it, I don't know how recent my name.
Well,
was
I think she would assume it is the last guests on the list.
Well, fair,
you know, if
I'm not trying to trick her. I'm trying to thematically show that I'm looking at the portal in a fun way. That's all. I don't actually care about the other names because I don't think they really matter.
She does show you your name.
Cool. And I can't see any other reason that the portal is being used, like, or she's not powering it. There's no object on her that seems to be powering it.
I'll let you do another. I don't know if it's another scout. I
She's
think
like
it's probably
holding
fast
a
action.
staff that's glowing purple. You know, it's like.
Yeah, let's just have you do another roll because I don't think there's anything that would say that you can't do another time. So do a scout roll.
Same thing. Oh, scout.
Yeah, to see if you see anything on her.
Oh, cool. So with my scout roll, one of the reasons I picked the spyglass is it gives me +2 to scouting. So I don't know if that's just a mechanical advantage or what, but
So when you use items, you add those onto your roll at the end. If there's an item that'll help you, you do your ability score followed by your skill, your attribute, skill, and then your item. In this case, you have an item, but I don't know if you'd use a spyglass in this situation. It doesn't necessarily make sense.
so it has
Pull
to
it
be contextually.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
It's like you
that's
can't
fine.
use a long sword to write a poem.
That's fine. I do whatever the house rule will be. We'll stick to it. I figured I would try it now. Either way, my scout is 2 and my wit is 4, so that'll be a 6 die. Let's see. That will be 5 5 5 5 3 3. God, it's hard to roll 6s on 6.
Would you like to push it?
I mean, what am I doing again? What am I asking?
You can re-roll any dice you want, but if you get a 1, you're going to suffer trauma to your wits.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I looked at the portal. It's more power than her. I don't see anything obvious on her, so
Nope.
I'm not going to bother pushing it. And then I don't know, like maybe I'll pull out my pen and ink or borrow hers. Be like, probably gonna borrow your pen and just scratch out my name.
Perfect.
And I think what I'd do is I'd run a line through Jericho's, and then I would quickly do Wharton, Theodora, or Wharton and myself, and I'd scratch out all 3 of us. I'd be like, oh, you don't need them either. I just sort of like added like that.
Can you slide
Sleight of hand?
Oh,
Are you
no.
going to do it? You're showing her that you're scratching them out? Or
Yeah,
are you trying
I mean,
to
I
do
don't-
a sleight
I
of
don't-
hand?
Or are you just doing like one really big scribble, like shh? Because we're all like right on top of each other.
Yeah, my thinking.
Or are you going to
was-
like spill ink on it?
No, my thinking was like I would scratch out Jericho, her thinking that's my name, and then I'd be like, oh, you know what? And then I would do Wharton and I would do Finnegan and just be like, I'm with them. You don't want them either. And I'd hand her a pen back. Like, not trying to hide it. I'm just trying to help.
And
them if
making them illegible or just putting a line through them?
illegible. I mean, whatever. Yeah, illegible. Yeah.
Okay,
I don't know.
cool.
What Monty Python skit is it where one of them is doing something that they're not supposed to be doing and just like, and then the other one who's like
No, I'm not
supposed
doing
to
it.
be on guard? Oh, it's Holy Grail. When he's like escaping out the window, the prince. He's
Oh
just
yeah,
like,
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. He
goes
was writing
like-
it.
they're like-
They throw, and they're just standing there smiling.
Yeah, you're just like,
Yeah, showing that. Cool.
Let's see here. I think you're going to have to do a move to do it quicker than she'll allow you to.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, if you think about it, right? I'm handing you, okay, cross your name, and then you like try to do it. She'd like try to pull the book back before
Is
you
she
get
trying to
end.
stop me?
Well, she agreed upon you scratching your name out. She didn't agree upon you scratching other names out.
Well, who cares? What does she care? Does
A
she
lot.
care about
She
these names?
cares.
Okay.
She
sure,
cares.
Sure, we'll
Yeah,
go.
I
What do you
think
want?
she's
How do you
got-
want to call it?
I want to do a move action.
What's that mean? Oh, move. Oh, I see it. Okay.
Yeah, so agility plus your move.
Ooh, well, I'm not very quick, so we'll see how this goes.
I'm going to give you an advantage because you're quick with a pen. That's what you do.
Cool. Now, I've already used my pride, and I can't use a dark secret. so I
Pen
don't know what
boy.
that is.
It's a pen boy.
Use a
Yeah.
knife. Here we go. Oh, a 6 and no 1s. Look at
nice.
You managed
Saved
to
you,
scratch.
buds.
Yeah, you scratch all the names. Jericho, Wharton, Theodora's name's not on there to begin with.
that. I know. I was thinking about that, but oh well. Who
It's
knows?
okay.
Maybe I helped a little bit. And then I handed the pen back. Very nice.
Perfect. Joe, your turn.
Yeah, okay, so Theodora and Wharton are at the stairs leading up to my family's inn. Do you have any specifics about stuff that's in there? Because I've got a couple of ideas, but I didn't want to tread on your fantasy.
I would love to hear what you're looking for.
Yeah, I think there are 2 artifacts in this dwelling that Theodora wants to try to preserve.
An M16.
And some C4.
Joe, here's how
No.
the mechanics are going to work.
Yes.
Every room you get into, any substantial room, I'll let you do a check. Right?
There it is.
But after 3 rounds of being in this place, it's engulfed, and you will start taking damage.
Okay.
So if you're just like in the first room, you can do a check and get out, or if you want to keep pushing, you can.
I think so. Here's what I think is going on. Theodora wants to retrieve an item of sentimental value for her mother and her father each.
Aww.
I think her mother has got a sword that her father passed down to her, whose father passed down to him, whose mother, there's like a whole lineage thing. It's more of an antique than a real weapon. She thinks it's still hung up on its place of honor behind the bar, but she can't remember when she saw it last, but she's pretty sure that's where it is, so she's going to be hunting for that. And then her father has a musical instrument, like a fiddle of some kind, that's also probably in the common room, maybe above the mantle of the fireplace. So that's what she's going in for.
Perfect. Okay, so the problem with that is they both seem to be in the same room.
Okay.
There are 2 fireplaces, so I'll have you get to the other fireplace on the next round. We'll do that. So you're going to find one in one area of the room and the other at the other fireplace if you want to do that.
Perfect. Okay, great. That's what I'm up for. So I'm going to go in. Here I go. I'm heading into the lower room right now. Deet, doot, deet, doot, deet. And I'm going to make, what did you ask me for? Some kind of
So
check?
a move check.
A move check. All right. Not terribly agile. I've got an agility of 3. Here we go. I did. I succeeded. I got a 6 and 2 2s.
So you get into the space and you find the sword was the first thing you're looking for?
Yeah, the sword is, I think, just above the bar.
Okay, so move yourself there.
Yeah, so
And
I
then-
vault over this burning bar. There's like smoke in my eyes and I see it there hanging.
The heat in the room is almost unbearable. It's thank goodness that you have the cloak over your back, otherwise your skin would start to.
in here.
Yeah, they're gone. They're dead. They don't exist. They're going through the portal right now. Those are them. So you find it.
Regulars.
It's hot to the touch. You grab the cloak and you grab the handle and you grab it and you have it in your hand now as you see steam coming out of the cloak that's been drenched by Wharton.
Thank you, Wharton.
We're gonna go to Wharton next.
Following right behind her.
You're just
And she's like coughing into the cloak like, Wharton, I think it's above the fireplace.
Warren. You're gonna have to do a move check as well.
Okay, cool.
Everything's on fire.
A move check.
What the what?
I'm sorry. What's the move
So you
check?
move your agility plus your move
Agility
skill.
plus my move skill.
Do you have move skill? Are you good at moving and grooving?
I do not. Okay, so it's just my agility then.
Yep.
Okay. Not great. I got 2 1s, no 6.
Oh no.
Natural one.
Would you like to push it at all?
Oh, man.
Yes, I would.
Okay. So you can roll any number of those again.
Okay. Any
I'm
number.
gonna
of
check the rules again because it might be that you actually keep the ones, but I'm gonna let you re-roll them. Go for it.
Okay, cool.
Kind and benevolent GM.
No, this is great. I re-rolled. I got 2 1s again.
No.
Yeah.
So a piece
Real
of
bad.
the floor above you, the roof, comes down and
Okay.
singes as ash as coals and things land on your shoulder, searing your shoulder. You are going to take 2 points of damage to your strength.
Okay, so that.
Oh no, sorry, agility because we're moving. Agility.
What does that do?
So it literally is breaking his body. So what is your agility at now?
My agility is down to 2.
Right. So for example, if he gets 0, he can do nothing but crawl.
He's broken, right?
It's broken. Yeah.
Okay.
And without healing, there's problematic. If you get 0 and it broken in anything, you have to do sometimes critical wound. Now with fire damage, it's even more horrible. Just so you know, this is a high
More
risk
critical
situation.
wound.
Great.
Yeah.
What are the little ticks next to our agility or skill modifiers?
Good question. So Wharton, you're going to get 2 points of willpower now that you get to add in because of the fact
I
that
was
Yay.
gonna ask about that because I have a thing I can do later. Thank you.
So
That's
there
what I
you go.
want.
You got 2 willpower points. I don't know if those are what you're talking about, Jericho, but that's what's going on there.
No, under attributes is what I was talking about. But
I don't know. I don't have my
Okay.
character sheet handy.
So question then: how far do I make it in?
You are going to get into the space, the main room with Joe,
Okay,
but you don't get to go into anywhere in particular. You're just kind of standing by a table.
that's fine.
You're just kind of burning there.
Just standing around burning.
Put
to
one of
death.
those. Put one of those
Oh,
flames on
I
his
don't know what
shoulder.
you're talking about. Everything's fine.
The picture of
Cool.
the dog in the house is on. Okay.
Yeah, we love that picture.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Cool. Now, Justin,
yeah.
it
He's
is
on
almost your
fire.
turn. It's almost your turn, but
Good.
one of the leader again says the name of the next dwarf. Another dwarf goes through the portal. There's one dwarf left.
I don't think I like this.
Yeah, I feel like Finn just looks to you and kind of shrugs. Like, you're calm, man. I'm not a fighter.
It's been a real strange day. Real strange. Only way I see it is there's one way out of this.
Negotiation.
Drop your weapons.
Okay. It's worth a go. It's worth a go. You're gonna manipulate them, intimidate them, more or less.
Yeah, I guess so.
Sure you
Well,
wanna do
no,
this?
I mean, I think this is more for flavor. I mean, I don't expect them to drop their weapons, but I guess I'm trying to get them to. Maybe I can do something more in character here. You know what? Could I do a crafting roll to see if I can disable this arch somehow?
Oh, interesting. Yeah, you go for it.
Do it.
I tell him all I learned. Jericho, I don't know anything about this fucking thing. Good luck.
Okay. Well, let me just take a look at it. And so I've got crafting is strength for some reason. A 5
You're
strength
gonna be
plus 2.
strong to craft.
Yeah. Good.
Are you using
I
craft?
like
Is that what you
it.
said? Crafting is like the opposite of breaking, but you're like trying to figure out if you can break it. How is it crafted?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Anything crafted can be broken.
How can I dismantle it? I got a 6. 1 6.
Hey.
Unless you're able to stop the spellcaster, there's no way for you to stop the spell.
Oh, do
Where's
we see
the
the
spellcaster?
spellcaster?
You don't know.
Oh.
I mean, Finn knows that the person who's leading is not powerful enough to cast a spell.
Yeah, I say that.
Who, the person who's calling the names?
Yeah.
This biddy ain't
see.
powerful enough to do that. And now
Well-
I sound like that too.
Wait.
She
If she can't-
she figures out
she
your name.
can't
She
read
puts
the
up the sun. You're next.
Okay, you know what? In that case, Jericho's going to run forward with his axe, and he's going to slash it right out of the book. Try to destroy the book out of her hands. And say, what you doing here is bad. And I know it.
Well, I could have done that. I was standing right
could
next to
have.
her. I'm like standing next to her as he does this too.
All right.
Yeah.
Can you do a slashing attack?
I can do that. I've got a +1 for my attack rolls.
What kind of weapons? Do you have an
So-
edged or a blunt weapon? You obviously do.
Edged.
Okay,
Unless I
so it's
use
a
the
melee
hilt.
attack. Melee.
Da, do, da.
Yes, melee. Okay, so I got 8 +1, so that's 9 die I get to roll here.
Holy.
Wow.
Oh.
You should have been
maxed
chopping
out.
up these fools this whole time, Justin.
Could have been.
Chop, chop.
So many dice. That's so satisfying. when You get to
Chop.
roll.
I
this.
know.
1, 2, 3,
Handfuls of
4,
dice.
5, 6,
My-
7, 8,
my
9.
beautiful
I almost rolled
dice.
10.
Oh no.
Can I help him? No, just kidding. I don't want it.
This
This goes
little
sour. I'm
spindly
running.
guy
I
beside you, like,
got 2 6s.
That's
If I
it.
accidentally hit her, I'm okay.
All right, so no problem. You slice the book in half. It falls out of her hands. She looks at you with sad, cold eyes and says, "So be it." And she will defer till her turn because that is the end of the round, isn't it? So we are going back to
no,
Harlan.
Justin's the beginning of the round.
Oh,
No,
right. So Harlan.
used
I keep putting him at
my
the end,
move.
but he's first.
and I used my attack, and that's it, I imagine, right?
That's right. Yep. Harlan, what do you do?
What is she looking like right now?
Oh, she's
Honestly,
gonna, she's gonna whip
cold-faced,
my butt.
sad eyes.
She's powering up.
She
He's
doesn't
here
look.
going,
She doesn't
whoa,
look
whoa, whoa,
deflated
whoa,
or
whoa.
anything. She kind of just looks completely cold about the situation. Like, okay, the book's now broken. We don't have a book anymore.
I hope she
That
didn't
was my
memorize the
book,
last name.
actually. If you guys
Yeah,
think back,
Theodore. Just that was the one thing that was going to survive the fire.
I was really
And
excited
now-
that I would
My
still
father
have.
wrote that book.
I would still
That is
have
our
the
history
guest
of our
book.
family. All the guests ever.
It's got all those nice reviews
Yeah.
people wrote. 5
This is the
star
Yelp.
reviews.
Yeah, it's like a guest. It's my wedding guest book. I mean,
I
so
had such a nice
still
day
casting.
at
I look
Theodore's
around.
Inn.
There's no caster still.
No.
I mean, what are we gonna do here, Jericho? I think I turn to Jericho and I'm like, I think it's over, man. Look, there's no real reason to be doing this. I think they were only reading the names off to make sure that they went through the portal. I think.
Yeah, but why are they trying to get them to go through the portal?
Well, I
It
don't
doesn't
know.
make
I turned to
sense.
her. Why are you trying to get them to go through the portal? It doesn't make sense. You want them as slave labor?
Yes, and now we have to force them through.
Do they owe you some sort of contract, or are you just stealing them randomly? I mean, they're named. You came here to seek them specifically. Is there some sort of allegiance they owe you? Or we don't have enough information here. Could you please?
Can you please tell us what you're doing?
Yes.
Our labor force is dwindling. We need more.
Right, but why them specifically? Like
You'd
you
come
needed-
too if you didn't take your name off there. You will come too. We need you also.
But
Less than the others.
hold on. So you're gonna force us to go through that portal?
Not you, not someone weak like you, but this one, Jericho, who's just cut the thing. She clearly is keen to get Jericho through now.
He's proven his mettle by cutting this book.
Wow.
Such straight. Did you see
We
the number
want
of dice he
strong
rolled?
people.
We have a book
Right.
ready
Yes,
farm
we have
through the portal.
undertaken a book-cutting campaign.
Well, what's
Thousands of
okay?
books must be
well,
cut.
well, then what's on the other side of the portal?
Ooh, that's a question I want to know.
All right, do another manipulation roll.
Shouldn't the trust still carry over?
Yeah, I mean, she trusts you, but it doesn't mean she's just going to be like, here's my life story. Here's everything you need to know.
Why not?
Why would she?
Because she's
Why wouldn't she?
withholding.
She's
Because
withholding.
that's not her purpose.
That was 3 6s.
She says through there that you guys will work the mines like the others.
Well, not
Able
me, I'm
bodies
weak.
will...
You said not me.
Not you. You'd be not worth the effort.
Yes.
Through there is the mines. We need to bring more workers back. They don't last very long. Dwarves and the strong ones last longer.
So you're sending them to the deaths, basically.
And relax,
murdering
Jericho.
They live as
Okay,
long as they live.
Just wait. Great. Fair enough. Fair enough. You know, I'm impressed. I'll just put it out there. I'm impressed. You have a clear system here. There's a great A to Z. I like it. Obviously, something like this would take a great amount of power, but I don't see a spellcaster. I guess. Oh, I guess the other side, someone is holding it open. Correct?
Yes, I could never do this. I'm just here to collect workers.
Hey, you're fine. And you know what? I think ultimately, I'm thinking we should probably do what they're doing. Why don't we go get our friends, and you could use everyone's help to help your mine. And I sort of pull Jericho away a little bit. And when we're out of earshot, I'm like, look, I'm with you. But if the spellcaster keeping this thing open is on the other side, we need to get through to stop it. Maybe we should play this game a little bit. Go through and fix it on that side, because we're not going to do anything out here. Even if we could, all the gate access is over there.
It just, something about it just seems wrong, you know? It's not right.
I know,
they're doing.
but look, we only need to do it for a short amount of time. We'll.
These are lives. These are human lives.
Well, of
Or
course, they are
dwarf
lives.
lives.
Well, I mean,
The
I
others
don't
are still
disagree.
trying to usher that last dwarf through the door. They're now doing it with force. It looks like they're going to be starting to do that. I want to just push ahead
Is
a
the
little,
dwarf
Harlan.
struggling?
What action
Yeah,
are you
okay.
going to take here?
None, I guess. I'll just tell Jericho that.
Does that make sense? Like they're in the process of pushing people through the door. They were using
Yeah.
their names as a way to kind of just control them to go through. Now they're switching to more force, and you can see they've grabbed the last dwarf, and the dwarf doesn't seem to be struggling too much. Again, it seems like there's some sort of cantrip or something that's affecting their thinking, their reasoning, but they have to force the dwarf through now. Okay,
I
so
just don't understand.
that last dwarf, we're gonna go ahead to Joe. Joe, what are you gonna do now?
Yeah, we're like running super slow motion in the house because of all the conversation that's happening. Just because it's happening at the same time.
I don't know. There's so much
It's a
information
time
warp.
that needs to happen.
I know,
don't
I love it.
What else
I
am
love
I
it.
supposed to do?
Um,
Doing my best.
I'm
Absolutely.
realizing that these imaginary family heirlooms are probably not worth my friend's life. However, we do have a little bit of time in here. You said we got 2 more rounds in the Inferno before everything collapses. So
I'm just gonna move it ahead.
spend-
I'm gonna say one more round. You can do one more time, and then we'll start.
And then we
you know,
gotta run out.
collapsing there. So
All
we're gonna
right.
say this is your last round of searching. Then you gotta start moving out.
All right, here we go. I am going to roll. You wanted me to roll movement to dodge
Yep.
burning things.
And just to
that
be quick
are
about it,
falling.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I failed.
No.
So before you resolve this, Chris, I would, if possible, like to use one of my talents, which is part
Okay.
of my archetype. You can let me know if this will work or not. But as part of my Path of the Shield, when a friend within near range is attacked, I can spend a willpower point to parry it.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
do
That makes
that.
sense because you're definitely in near range.
Yeah.
So you're going now. Parrying tends to be for stabbing attacks, but I'm going to allow it. So you see again, a chunk of the roof is coming down, and you swing with your blade to try to deflect it before it hits Joe.
Yeah.
So this is a strength check,
Okay.
melee. Now you have a weapon, right? It has an advantage. So you not only roll your strength, your melee, but you also add your weapon bonus.
You have
Yes.
a hammer, right?
Yes, I have a war hammer.
Fight the fire. Firefighters, but with
Okay,
hammers.
so since I have 1 damage point on my strength, I take off a die, right?
That's right.
Okay. So 4.
What'd you get? What'd you get?
I haven't rolled yet, but I'm rolling 8 dice.
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
This is what I do. Okay, I have.
That's crazy with a disadvantage.
I got 3 6s and a 1.
I'm going to say you see this big chunk fall down, brick and mortar and fire and all this, hunk of debris comes down from the roof. You baseball bat swing with your hammer, smashing it. It actually goes through the wall with the window, opening it up, making it easy for you guys to make your escape.
Yeah, we gotta
no
run.
problem.
We gotta run. Great job, Wharton. Thank
you.
you.
All right,
You saved my
So
life.
Joe, you're fine. You're not hit. Now I'm going to allow Wharton on his turn now. You've used a fast action, so you have a
Yes.
slow and a fast action too. Perfect.
There's a hole in the wall, guys.
Look at you, Harlan.
All right.
This man, everybody, appreciate.
Okay, so.
Chris is like, my map.
So this is our last round, and then next round we have to leave, right? For the
You got it.
before the building starts. Okay. And let's see here, Theodora, you were saying that there was something above the mantle.
Yep. Above one of the fireplaces.
Okay. He is going to. Yeah, Wharton's going to go over and just like grab whatever is above there, and just like grab it, Yep,
Bingo.
shunk it.
Nice.
Either like if he can, he's just gonna throw it out the window. Just like get it out there, and then he's gonna return his attention to Theodore.
He's actually taking the shielding sword off the wall. That's great.
Good.
Okay.
So fast action, I guess,
Great.
to move over there and toss it out the window.
Okay, the baddies are
lands
going
in
to
a
throw
tree.
the last dwarf through the portal. There's no more dwarves, and clearly they're changing their energies towards you, Jericho.
Oh boy.
All right.
I let Jericho away a little bit though. Are they like still angry about that?
Yeah. They're like, Jericho broke the... They're not angry, they just want Jericho as a worker.
Yeah, but but Jericho, based on
long as
our
they're not
Indentured
angry.
worker.
but Jericho, based on our little chit chat, I think again Finn was like, let's just go through.
They're
it."
angry too then.
Yeah, but I'm thinking we should just all go through.
Yeah. Oh, I want revenge. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but I don't think we should fight these people. I think we should fight them on the other side.
So are you going to
There's just
willingly
gonna be
just
more
follow
on
them?
the other side.
Well, why not? I don't know. Yeah, but
There's going to be more of them. That's what I'm thinking. It's like if we let them take us through, there's 3 of them here right now, right?
yeah.
If we let them take us through, there's a caster and God knows how many other slave masters on the other side. I
Right, but
mean,
if the first
it's
thing
gonna
we
be
do is,
insurmountable odds.
but we're also fresh. We haven't taken any damage. If we go through and kill the caster, doesn't that like end the portal? And
Well,
then,
why don't we
Then
kill
we'll never
these
get home.
guys, then go through the portal, kill the caster, so that we don't have a caster and 3 guys to kill when we get through.
We run through,
Well,
grab
because
the
we
caster,
might not survive this fight.
run back through, and
I have
then
a
kill the
knife.
caster.
That's
But
it.
we're not going to survive this fight on the other side of the portal, plus a caster.
Yeah, but if we kill the caster, they don't come through. Portal stops.
Oh, we have to kill them, so we get through the portal and then quickly kill the caster.
Would you be stuck on the
Yeah.
other side?
Yeah.
We
Well,
got to get the caster.
I'm assuming that this other side isn't like.
This is
I
the
mean, I got
caster.
nothing going for me here. Jericho's got nothing.
We
Wharton's
go
got
back
nothing.
through the
Theodore's
portal
house
with
is
the
burned
caster,
down.
and then we kill the caster.
Let's fucking kill the caster. All right, fair enough. Do whatever you want, Jericho. I mean, I'm just not going to be very useful in this fight.
You have been useful. The things you've done have been really important.
We've learned
just don't
so
know it.
much.
Just not in the. Have we? Just not in the fight.
Okay.
But
I don't think that Jericho is going to. I'm. The accent is tired right now. I'm gonna.
Don't worry
yeah.
about it.
I'm Jericho hunkers down. He holds his axe in both hands, and he says, "If you're gonna try and take me, try and take me."
Can you do a manipulation roll to see, or performance, we'll say, if you're going to kind of
No,
show your
no,
prowess?
I'm just getting ready. Are there? You say
Oh.
they're coming for me? Is it my
I think you
turn?
said it's their turn.
So you're you're saving your actions because you can do that, and you could do like dodge and parry when the things happen, or you can defer
I
your
attack?
action. Yeah, absolutely, you
thing
can
happens?
attack.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna just ready my action to attack the first dwarf that enters range, and then dodge the first attack that comes my way.
Okay, Harlan, what do you do?
I mean, I don't know. I see him getting ready for an attack, so I guess I attack. I'm standing
Okay.
next to this person, right? Is that what we're
Yeah.
doing? I feel like this is exactly what happened before, where I'm like, okay, I'll back this play, and then Theodora and Wharton are gonna be like, whoa, 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 what are we doing here? I'm like, I don't know.
You're not sure if you want to go with it. It's like,
Look,
is that
honestly, I'm just doing what I think my character would
That's
do.
fair. So
like,
you know what?
Yeah.
That you're right. And Finnegan is just like, no, I'll go through without any issue. And I think he starts walking towards the portal.
do you walk through the portal?
No, I think I'll stop. I think I'll stop out front of it and just wait until they do
I'm
something.
waiting.
We all got to go together.
Yeah, I want to hold hands.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to Joe.
Yeah, Theodora sees Wharton fling something from the mantle out the hole in the wall, and I'm going to escape.
Theodora, we're going to say that you're going to do a move action. I'm going to get a +2 because you don't have far to go. We're going to say you succeed because it's not worth the roll. You make your way to, you get the thing off the ground and you make your way close to the portal.
Yeah, then I try to run and find my friends. Come on! Well, I wait for Wharton to come out the door.
No,
shortly
you're already
after
gone.
Me.
He's like, I did so much for you.
Warren, you're there also, okay? Is
Yay!
there anything else you want to do?
Nope.
Cool. The baddies grab Finn and proceed to push him through the portal.
Well, I said
Finn,
I was
do you
going.
resist? Yeah, they kind of gesture. Go through.
I think I wait. I think I'm like a kid, like a toddler, where I'm like,
Then they're gonna try to push you through.
all right, I'll stab him. Fuck. I'll stab him.
First blood.
Okay.
How do I stab?
Roll your melee attack.
So 0 plus 2.
Good. This
Here we
is
go.
gonna go really good.
I mean, 1 and a 5. I'll push it.
So it doesn't succeed. You try to stab, and they
Can I
are
push
easily.
it?
Yeah.
I'll push. So I roll both again?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna push it. Oh, it can't go worse than a 1.
Well,
get
the one
more
wouldn't have
ones.
done anything the first time.
That's a 6 and a 5.
Oh!
So you stab the first creature, but unfortunately, you realize the armor
throat.
it doesn't penetrate the armor.
Oh,
Yeah.
so my bonus is
So you
plus
try,
1.
it doesn't work.
My damage is 1. My range is arm. It's light and pointed. So I stab and nothing.
Oh,
happens.
sorry. I apologize. You got 1 6 and you got a 1, so it does 2 damage. So you do actually manage to get through with 1 point of damage.
I stab it right in its little throat. God. Finn's like all happy and like really good to talk. And he's like, so let's not do. And then all of a sudden he's like just covered in this like hot red blood. Ah!
The others seeing the aggression and Jericho making a fighting stance, and the other two are approaching Theodore and Wharton. The 3 dwarves realize it's not worth the fight. It's too much effort now, and they're not going to succeed. So they all look at you and back into the portal and say, "Fine," and leave.
And
You
Finn's
see them
like,
disappear through this shimmering
That's
surface.
what you fucking get.
All right, we go in after them.
You stand before a portal now open. The bellowing smoke, black smoke all the way around you guys. It's hard to breathe. And the wind starts howling and blowing. And from the edge of the forest, you see Rosalina appear again. She's stroking a white rabbit. Yes. Very good. Well done. But you know, a hero's journey begins with the threshold. And you see her start conjuring. And all of a sudden, this whirlwind appears, grabbing a chunk of the house, and pushing you guys all through the portal, one after the other. And that's where we're going to end.
Oh my god!
All right.
So I didn't need to stab the guy.
No, but
You
it's good
did.
that
No,
you did.
the fact that you did that has repercussions. You guys
Oh,
don't.
I didn't want it. Fuck.
No, it's good.
But
It's
I
good.
don't
You did.
want
You did well.
consequences.
You did well. These are positive
The
things.
things I didn't want to do. I was like, felt so backed against the wall to do them. Great game, Chris. That was a lot
Yeah,
of fun.
great game.
Fucking phenomenal, Chris.
Loved it.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
I had so much fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We'll be back next week with Chapter 2. This has been a blast. If you like the video, make sure you like it, comment. Chris loves reading, all that kind of stuff. And we will see you very soon. And as our GM, Chris, always likes to say,
We'll see you around the table.
see you around the table, guys. Good night.